everyone, my name is Cohh and I'm back with another thoughts video. This is probably going to be one of the longer ones that we've had because this is my thoughts on E3 2018. We're going to get to the overall feel of it at the end of it, but I do want to start in just saying this was a pretty great E3 this year. I had a really good time watching it, and what we're going to do right now is pretty much go through E3 game by game and kind of talk about my thoughts on them. Now, one thing I want to make very crystal clear here is there will be some games that I basically just look at and say either I'm looking forward to it or I don't have a lot of thoughts on that. There were many games that we saw this year that we didn't get a lot of info on. So I may give like a general feeling about what I saw, but there's a lot of games, especially some indie games from some of them, where I am definitely not going to have a huge amount of information to go off. So that being said, let's go ahead and get started. I am going to try to be moving kind of quick because I'd like to keep this around 30 minutes, but we'll see what we can do. Anyway, let's talk about EA's conference. So to start with, we have, well, EA. EA's conference has never really been for me. Generally, EA conference is about sports games. It's about like racing games. They're usually about AAA titles. So EA, as a conference overall, I wasn't super impressed with it. But then again, it's really not meant for me. There were a few things at EA, and we are going to kind of address each game. But on that note, let's move right into what we got here. So the first game EA showed was Battlefield 5. Now, we already have some stuff from Battlefield 5. We had it over the last couple weeks. Most of you know my thoughts on Battlefield 5, but really, I'm going to be pretty blunt about this. I'm not super hyped for Battlefield 5. I think it's going to be a Battlefield 1 with a few more gimmicks. I'm hoping that Battlefield 5 is going to last me longer than a couple weeks, because that's about how long Battlefield 1 lasted me. There are some really good things coming in Battlefield 5, but I think I'm going to need to really kind of experience them and play it before I really kind of get excited about them. So overall Battlefield hype level is okay, but I really need to kind of play it and see what's there before I get too excited. Next up, we have FIFA 19. I'm not a sports game player. Okay, next up is the Star Wars Jedi The Fallen Order announcement. This was one of the worst announcements at E3. For those that don't know, the camera basically snapped over to a guy in the audience. And that guy in the audience basically said like, hey, we have a game coming out. Here's our title, and it takes place in dark times. And then they went somewhere else. The only reason I'm talking about this is I have to say, if by any chance anyone is watching that plans E3 shows, that's a good example of how not to do it. Not only was that the first time I basically didn't feel any hype for a Star Wars game, but it just zero details. It was too early, nothing to show, not even a logo screen. Like, need a little bit more next time, especially when you're dealing with an IP as big as Star Wars. Anyway, moving on. We have Star Wars Battlefront 2. I was pretty not so hyped about the whole Battlefront thing for various reasons that most people know about. I may be checking out the Battlefronts as they come out, their DLCs and stuff, but honestly, it's the kind of thing where we'll check it out. But, you know, like the previous game talked about, it's a dark times for Star Wars games. Maybe not what it was supposed to mean for this, but hey, dark times. Anyway. Unravel 2. I did not play the original, but Unravel 2 looked, again, like a very fun kind of casual platformer experience. Of course, this game is full of soul. I think people will eat it up for that. It looked good, and I think that people that were a fan of the first one will probably enjoy the second one. So that worked out pretty well. Sea of Solitude. Now, this game kind of came out of nowhere. Sea of Solitude is kind of this cel-shady, very seemingly psychologically oriented game about a girl in a dystopian world dealing with all the issues that come from being alone as a person. It looks to have a lot of symbolism, it looks to have a lot of depth in terms of what it deals with psychologically, but here's the thing, the gameplay we saw didn't look super great. So even though it looks pretty, and the person that gave the presentation definitely was invested in what they were talking about, I wasn't too stunned by the gameplay. And to be honest, one thing that I've been saying a lot on my channel lately is that I really am not into these kind of generic gameplay adventure games that have been coming out for the last few years. As long as they can break out of that box, then I'll probably give it a try. But if it turns out that it's just the kind of thing where I'm running around an adventure world and I can jump and swing a sword a few times and maybe there's a puzzle or two, I seriously feel like I've done that 1,000 times already. So unless there's something that kind of puts a little bit of a spin on it, I don't know about this one. We'll definitely have to see. But if you're a person that is a setting junkie or somebody that really kind of likes the psychological human condition aspect of some games, this is definitely a game you'll probably want to check out. It looks like it's pretty cool. NBA 19, Sports Ball! Madden 19, slightly odd-shaped Sports Ball! EA Command & Conquer. Oh, do we really have to talk about this? Okay, so Command & Conquer Rivals is a mobile game coming out. It is basically what I like to say are the last desperate throes of an IP fading into the darkness. Unfortunately, as most people know, the last few major Command and Conquer games were kind of sputtering, not so great. And they really didn't sell too well. So instead of the Command & Conquer IP kind of fading into history, they are trying to bring it back with CNC Mobile. Here's the thing that really bugs me about this. When I saw CNC Mobile, the only reason I knew it was a Command & Conquer game was because of the Tiberium. And honestly, I don't even know if it mentioned that in it. It looked generic. It looked like it could have a cash shop that would charge you billions of dollars for power-up cards. It's very concerning. And it's even more concerning because if this is a heavily monetized game, if this is the kind of thing that's going to take hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars and give you random items back that increase your actual power, then that means EA gave a large amount of their showcase with a sportscaster and 2 on-screen personalities to a game that's literally just trying to farm as much money from this fading IP as possible. That would suck. That being said, maybe if it's like a standalone game, you pay $15 and never have to pay anything else and everything's unlocked through progression kind of thing, maybe that's a little bit of a saving grace. But again, if that actually was the case, I would be surprised. So, Command & Conquer, it was a pleasure serving with you over these last couple decades. Westwood Studios, you will never be forgotten. If I had a beer right now, I'd pour a little bit out for you. And it's been an honor serving with you, Command & Conquer. Be well. Next up, we have Anthem. So here's the thing with Anthem. Everything I've seen from Anthem, I've liked. Hold on a second. Everything I've seen from Anthem, I've liked. I like the suits. I like the javelins. I like the world. I like the flying. The combat looks fun. However, here's the thing. All of the stuff I haven't seen, I'm incredibly worried about. I am very worried about what I have not seen in Anthem. If it is made by BioWare, which is traditionally, although not as of lately, a very great RPG creation company. Now, if they can take Anthem, which looks kind of like a Destiny clone, and they can actually add in the back end that has tons of depth, lots of progression, lots of meaningful customization, lots of great loot that does lots of different things, if they can actually turn Anthem into a full-bodied RPG, this is the kind of thing that could kill Destiny. This is the kind of thing that could make Destiny players take a serious look at it and maybe even jump ship. If Anthem comes out and it's a generic, shallow, casual style shooter, it will never beat Destiny ever. It probably won't even get close. It may even go the way of Lawbreakers. It's the kind of thing where most people, including myself, are pretty sold on it looking pretty. It looks really cool. The flying looks great. The world looks interesting. But man, we're going to need something to really differentiate. We're going to need some real thought and work on the back end to make this go somewhere. And if it doesn't, then I don't think players will stop playing Destiny because frankly, that game is, well, it's chugging along. If anything, lately, the hype has increased because the community in Destiny is really trying to listen to them. And yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. So Anthem is still very much an unknown for me simply because we really need more information at this point. And we need to see where this game is going. But hopefully it'll be something good because, man, it's pretty. And those suits look pretty fun. All right. Overall for EA, I said this at the beginning, but again, the EA conference was okay. But again, it wasn't for me. I did like what I saw. The presentation was all right. It certainly was doing its best to hype up its products, but again, most of its products are not people that are not games angled towards people like me. So it was okay for what it was, but not really for me. Yeah. All right. Next, we are to Xbox. So let's go ahead and start with the games. So the first major announcement from Xbox was Halo Infinite. Now, this wasn't really an announcement. It was more of them just kind of letting us know it's there and apparently showing off a new engine. But really, in terms of the Halo, not much to get hyped about. I didn't really see anything in there that got me excited. And I think this is another situation where we really just need to know more. We need to know more. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Now, this is basically Ori and the Blind Forest, or Ori 2. This game looks great. I was very pleasantly surprised by this game. I still need to go back and beat Ori, and I think Ori 2 is going to give me the reason I need to go back and actually play that game. Ori 2 looked fantastic. It looked really well done. There were a lot of mechanics in there that I didn't see in the original. The story looked interesting. The characters looked fun. It's just one of those games that it's like Hollow Knight. It's just one of those games that looks great, and it looks fun to play. So, yeah, definitely will be checking out Ori 2, and liked what I saw of it for sure. Oh, Sekiro. Okay, this game blew me away. Sekiro looks to be a combination of Nioh, Dark Souls, and Tenchu, and it's also doing some very unique stuff that weren't done in any of the games with their new poise system and how all that works. Sekiro, I am sold on. I have heard almost nothing except good stuff from it. I'm extremely excited to play it. This is the kind of game that I most likely will, like Nioh, be doing either multiple playthroughs of or a serious 100% run. And this was a no-brainer for me. One of the favorite games that I saw at E3, and you will definitely see Sekiro on this channel. Next up, we have Captain Spirit. Okay, this is one of those good examples earlier when I said I may need to go and Google stuff because I don't even remember what Captain Spirit was. Oh, okay. Captain Spirit is the free-to-play game set in the Life is Strange universe by the Life is Strange devs, and apparently it's this thing that follows a kid that imagines he has superpowers. I'm kind of imagining like Calvin and Hobbes style stuff. He apparently has issues at home with his father, who is a alcoholic from the looks of it. There were some hints about that. Basically, this looks like one of those games that's going to kind of tug on your heartstrings and do its best to kind of really push the characters and what it is. Is this a game for me? No, not really. This isn't a game. I don't even know if I'm going to play this game, to be honest. I'm not a Life is Strange player. I'm not generally into that kind of stuff. I might give it a look. But to be honest, if I was, I'd probably have to play Life is Strange first, and I don't even know if I'm going to do that. So it's definitely, it looks like it's going to be good for the people that are interested in that, but I'm not generally one of the people that would be interested in that kind of stuff. Crackdown 3. Terry Crews! Nier Automata PC port, that's what it is. It's still Nier. And Nier's a great game. So if for any reason you haven't played it and you got an Xbox and for some reason that's the only thing you have, now you have a great reason to check it out. Because yeah, very, very much recommend Nier Automata. It was one of my favorites when I played it. Still to this day, I feel like it ranks in like the top 10 endings, best endings of all time. Really fantastic. And yeah, pretty cool. Oh, it's not a PC. It's an Xbox. Oh, did I say PC port? I meant Xbox port. I'm sorry about that. Thank you, chat. I'm so glad you guys are here for this too. Yeah. So if you have an Xbox and you've never played Nier, great time to check it out. Definitely check it out. Oh man. Now, as you guys know, Metro is one of my favorite franchises ever. I love Metro, and the more I hear about Metro Exodus, the more exciting it sounds. The gameplay looks phenomenal. Our favorite characters are back. They're going into a more open world section. Dude, I read something today about Metro where the levels are in some cases 100 times bigger than in Last Light. Oh. It's fantastic. And not only that, but apparently when they make these big levels, the reason they're doing that is because they want players to explore around and find like little interesting things in areas. It sounds just like Fallout. I mean, this is amazing. So anyway, this is again one of those games. I was sold on this before E3. I'm still even more sold on it. And I cannot wait to 100% this game. I recently did both the Metros when they did the remasters a few months ago. I may play through them again before Exodus just to catch us up. Yeah, actually people are saying more like Stalker, and I like that. Yeah, it is a little more like Stalker than Fallout. So that's a good call. And trust me, anything like Stalker I'm on board with. But anyway, Metro Exodus, totally sold. Loved everything that I see, and I can't wait for more. Kingdom Hearts 3 is a game coming out. Sea of Thieves DLC. Maybe it'll add content. Battlefield 5, we've already talked about that a little bit. You mostly know my thoughts on this one. There was some more stuff at Battlefield 5 at the conference, but again, I need to play this game to kind of figure out if I'm going to enjoy it. It's definitely up to that point for me. I've seen enough cutscenes. I've seen enough gameplay that they fabricated into cutscenes. I'm ready to check it out myself and see how it is, for sure. Forza, not really a racing fan, but man, it looked pretty. It looked really pretty. Can't argue with it. If I played sports games, I'd be pumped. We Happy Few. Now, this is a game that I am excited for. I have been in the minority of being excited for this game basically since I played it like over a year ago. I like the direction. I like the world. I like the characters. I like the concept of a procedurally generated kind of RPG experience. I've always been excited for We Happy Few, and I'm looking forward to this game coming out, and I'm looking forward to diving into it as soon as it does. Really enjoyed what I saw. I love the fact that they basically have gone back over the game and added in this real kind of serious main story, which a lot of people were pretty frustrated not to see in what they released a while ago. So, yeah, man, I'm pumped. I'm pumped and looking forward to it for sure. We Happy Few hype. PlayerUnknown Battleground War Mode. I'll be honest, I used to play the hell out of Battlegrounds. It was really the first kind of major BR experience I had, but I played that game for like 2 or 3 months, and it got to the point where I was just done with it. I was just done with it. And I don't know if there's much it can do to really bring me back to it, just because I'm kind of done with the loop itself. I'm done with the gameplay loop of these types of games. So, they're adding in some new stuff like War Mode and some flavor, and they got new maps coming. And more power to you. If you are a BR player, this is some good stuff to be excited about. But for me, I'm kind of done with BR games for now. So personally, I will most likely not be playing that one. Tales of Vesperia. This is a game that a lot of people have asked me to play. I have not played it. I might at some point. I think they have a remaster coming out for the Xbox, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if we're going to check that out or not. It is a very long game. We might have some time, and I may be able to take a look. But I do not know if that's what I'm going to have time to do, or if I'm going to do it at all, even if I did have time. It's definitely one of those unknowns for me. It's a remastered remake? Well, hold on. Is it a remaster or it is a remake? I'm a little confused. Chat is saying it's both, because a remaster and a remake are two completely different things. I thought it was a remaster. And in which case it's just a much prettier version of the original. Yeah, okay, it's a remaster. Okay, great. Thank you. That's what it is, a remaster. Okay. So that's where we are, and maybe we'll check it out. Maybe we won't. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. The Division 2, I have had some issues with the original Division. I liked the original Division. I played it for about 10 hours, but honestly, the gameplay loop of the Division, find cover, kill everything you can get from that cover. Maybe they'll throw a grenade, so you have to move to a different cover, get into that cover, kill everything you see, go to the next level, find cover, kill everything you see, move to some more cover. It really felt like a glorified shooting gallery to me, especially with the bullet sponginess. So, to be honest, I really wanted to like the Division. I really wanted to spend like 50 plus hours in it. By the 10th hour, I was done. When I was actually playing it by the 10th hour, I logged out mid-mission. I was finished. So it's not saying the Division is a bad game. Some people absolutely love it and can get invested in it, but it really wasn't for me. And after seeing stuff from the Division 2, it didn't look like they were doing anything to bring players like me back. It looks like the Division 2 is a game for Division fans. It doesn't look like they're trying to reinvent the wheel. It doesn't look like they're trying to add a bunch of new mechanics to bring in people that weren't fans of the Division. It looks like it was a game made for Division fans. And more power to it. There's nothing wrong with that, because I know that there's a very large and dedicated fan base for the Division. I'm not one of them, but it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So it's the kind of thing where if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And if you have a lot of people that are really enjoying the original, why put in a whole bunch of stuff that they may not like? So is the Division 2 for me? No. Am I super hyped about it? No. But you know what? I think that the players that do play Division are extremely excited to see this. More power to them, and I'll probably be lurking in some of their streams just to see what the high-end gameplay is like. Yep. That's what we feel about the Division. Outer Wilds. Okay, let's take a quick look. Outer Wilds was the... What was Outer Wilds? I think this is one of those ones that we only saw a little bit of. It was very quick. Oh, yes, this is the handcrafted solar system, go through the world and find it out, almost No Man's Sky game. This is definitely another game where we're going to need more info. There was some stuff that looked good, but we need a lot more info on this one. Oh, yes. By the way, let me just go ahead and announce this again. The Microsoft conference... at the Xbox conference specifically, there were so many games here that I'll probably have to Google more than a few. In some cases, there was like one trailer that had 15 games back to back. I didn't even catch the names of some of them. So yeah, we're probably going to be doing some checking out on some of these games as well. Like this one, for instance, After Party. After Party was... Oh, After Party, okay, was okay. After Party was the kind of strange little side scroller game. This is another one that looks kind of interesting, but I need a lot more information on. Yeah, again, a lot of these are going to be just, we need more information. Phoenix Point. Phoenix Point is a game that I backed. Phoenix Point is awesome. Phoenix Point is basically an XCOM kind of, I don't want to call it an XCOM clone, although it is very similar to XCOM, but it is an XCOM style game that tries to take some of the mechanics to like the next level. It's also set in its own unique universe. Like I said, I backed this game when it came out, and I'm very much looking forward to checking it out. I don't remember seeing this at Xbox. Maybe it was only for a second, but doesn't mean it's not an awesome game, and it's one that, especially if you're an XCOM fan, you definitely should be checking out, because it's a cool one. It's a cool one. Kingdom Two Crowns. Kingdom is a side-scroll, very chill game that I played a while back. Kingdom Two Crowns is basically like a little mini expansion to that game. I might check it out, but it's the kind of thing that you spend usually 5 to 10 hours playing, and you're kind of done with it. So it'll probably be pretty good. We'll have to check it out when it comes out. I don't know when or how long we'll play it for, but if you liked Kingdom, you'll probably like this one too. So yeah, it looks to be very similar. Golf Club. Not a big sports guy. Not a big golfer. I don't think I've ever streamed a golf game. Nah, not really too interested in that one. Vermintide 2. I don't really need to talk too much about this one because I played a lot of it. Looks like they're adding some fun new stuff. More power to the Vermintide 2 guys. They have been updating and carrying that game for months and months and months and months. And yeah, the more updates, the better. I know people that are still playing that game today. So more power to them. I'm kind of done with it myself. I put in probably about 15, 20 hours, and that was it for me. But dude, it's basically Left 4 Dead in the Warhammer universe. So, I mean, how can you really go wrong with that? Fringe Wars. Let's take a quick look here. I think I remember this one, but let's just take a quick look. Fringe Wars was the space game that they showed. It looks kind of like Dreadnought. Actually, it looks a lot like Dreadnought now that I'm looking at it, but I'm not too sure about it. This is definitely another game that will need a lot more details on it. Looks like there's some NPC stuff in it though, and yeah, we'll need more information on this one because I'm not quite sure what Fringe Wars has to offer that other games don't. Not saying it doesn't, because it's definitely a pretty game, but this is definitely one of those ones that we're gonna need more info on. Then we've got Below game. The Below game was this was the top-down. Yes, this is the top-down adventure game. This is another game that's really pretty. It's a very pretty, very stylized game, and it looks like it could be pretty awesome. I really liked the visuals of this game. I thought they were fun, and that's really all we saw. That and a little bit of the visuals and a little bit of the gameplay. It looks very much kind of Zelda-y from the top-down perspective, but could be cool, and we'll have to check it out. Conqueror's Blade. Man, I tell you, this was that one where they just linked like probably 15 or 25 games just back to back, and some of them, again, I even missed the titles on them. It's been wild. This was the one, this was the game that looked kind of like, people were actually wondering at first if this was the Warband game coming out. What is that? Mountain Blade. A lot of people thought this looked kind of Mountain Bladey. I don't know how this game plays, so it's the kind of thing where I'll probably take a look at it, but it looked pretty, but I don't know how much depth is in it. So this is another situation when we just need a lot more info. We're going to need more info on it. We're going to need to know how it plays and all that good stuff as well. Waking. Man, oh my Lord. I'm looking forward to getting to the other conferences so I actually know these games. Waking game was I don't even know what this was. I'm going to skip this one because I don't remember this one at all. And yeah, I don't remember what Waking was. So I don't want to comment on stuff that I just completely forgot. But that was definitely one of them. Then we have Raji, the Ancient Epic. Okay, this is one that I definitely remember seeing. This game looks kind of interesting. It almost looks like Divinity Original Sin 2 in terms of graphics and how it looks. Kind of like that isometric style kind of on the side, but gorgeous graphics. Definitely want to know where it goes. It looked a little bit action-y from some of the stuff, but then again, we didn't see too much of the combat. So it could be cool. Could be something to take a look at. It's a very pretty game, and the story looks like it could be a lot of fun too. But it's, again, just like most of the ones in this little section, need more info. Super Meat Boy Forever. It's more Meat Boy. How can you go wrong? It's Meat Boy. There you go, man. Not much to say. Not much to say because we don't really need to say much more. That's really about it. Planet Alpha is the adventure that takes place on an adventure that takes place on a living aerial world where you have the ability to control day and night. This is another little fun indie game. It looks kind of like it's a 3D side scroller kind of thing. Looked fun, looked interesting. But again, kind of we'll have to see where it goes. We'll have to see what they release. Could be interesting, but we need more info. Need more info. Islands of Nine. This was a weird one. I wasn't expecting to see this. Island of Nine, I played that in alpha, like, God, year plus ago. It's more of that game. It just popped up in this area. So yeah, I'm not really sure how it got in there. I guess it's being released on Xbox, so they wanted to kind of hype it up a little bit. But really, Isle of Nine is just kind of, I mean, you've seen me play it. It's just kind of a standard little first-person shooter kind of deal. And yeah, it's more kind of, I believe it was a BR. So yeah, more of that stuff, and we'll have to see how it goes. Sable. Okay, now Sable, if this is what I'm thinking about, was the cel-shaded game, right? Yes. This game basically looks like Journey. I saw this game and instantly thought it was like a new Journey or by the Journey devs or something. It is a game where you play a guy with a cloak in a stylized world, and apparently you run around and explore it. Like Journey. So is this a game I'm going to check out? Probably, because I love Journey. I kind of want to see where it goes. I am very surprised, though, that there didn't seem to be much mention or comparison, because it does look like they basically just took Journey and did it again with prettier graphics in a different area. But again, we'll have to see. It's going to be interesting to see where this goes. It's going to be interesting to see what it is, how long it is, and yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Looks interesting. Looks interesting. Harold Halibut. What? What? Harold Halibut? What was this one? Oh, this was another one of the quick ones. Yeah, it just showed him like cleaning up stuff and walking around. Oh, this is also the game. This game is done all in realistic, like claymation or something, or little sculptures. It's really crazy. I wish I had a trailer to show you. Google this game and look at the trailer. It's not CGI. They made this game completely with physical models. It's kind of wild. Hey, if that's the gimmick you're going to use to sell your game, that's almost a good enough gimmick to get me to just look at it anyway. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I think it was stop motion, right? I don't know if it's claymation. It might be stop motion claymation. But yeah, it looks awesome. It looks great. I'll probably give it a try just to see where it goes, because it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. Bomber Crew. Bomber Crew was the... Oh, it's already on Steam. Oh, so, okay. Oh, Bomber Crew was like the little, yeah, Bomber Crew, it was a very brief look at just you control a little bomber kind of vessel, and it's a strategy game, and it looked like a little tiny, kind of freebie that you'd get on Xbox Live. It looks fun, looks interesting, but it looks like one of those things that's not a lot of depth to it. I don't know if I'll be playing it. Children of Morta. Children of Morta, the It's Runs in the Family game. Children of Morta was I think this was the Pixel one, right? Oh, it's by 11-Bit Studios, which is kind of awesome. But yeah, Children of Morta, I'm looking at this now and I actually have no idea what this is. And you know what? I actually think I remember looking at the trailer and thinking the same thing. It's like a pixel art adventure game, kind of like Hammerstone? Is that what I'm trying to say? Looks kind of similar to that. Yeah, so we'll have to check it out. It looks like it could be interesting, and it's by, 11 bits involved. So... yeah, Hammer Watch. That was it. Thank you, chat. Hammer Watch. Looks kind of Hammer Watchy. So yeah, could be interesting. Next up, we have The Wind Road. This was another one in the fast action-packed little announcement stuff there. The Wind Road was a Greenlight game on Steam. Oh, I didn't realize that. That's pretty cool. And this is one that looks interesting. It's kind of, it's a 3D game. It's an action-adventure RPG. It's a Chinese martial arts game which integrates action-adventure elements in traditional RPG, but it's different from ARPGs that begin in 2015. So this game's been in development for a while. Looks interesting, but same as many of the other games in this, we just need more info. We need more info. I want to see what this game's going to be like. I want to know how long I'm going to play it. I want to know what the systems are like, what the combat's going to be like. All that good stuff that we'll get in time. But yeah, could be fun. Wargroove. Now, this is a game we've heard about for a long time. Wargroove is the game that is by the previous devs of Starbound. It's from Chucklefish. So a lot of people know this game. This game was actually announced, I think, last year's E3 maybe, or one of the shows. And it's kind of a turn-based combat game. Has some other stuff going on with it. It looks pretty fun. Looks kind of like one of the. It looks kind of like a game called Advanced Wars from way back when, if you remember that game. And yeah, I'm excited to look at it. It looks cool, and looks like it could be entertaining. And if it has a lot of depth and replayability, it's the kind of game that we could get lost in for a little bit. So yeah, should be fun. Next up, we have Generation Zero. Generation Zero. Wow. A mix of Horizon Zero Dawn and co-op. Generation Zero is the Robopocalypse. That sounds interesting. It looks like a multiplayer action-adventure type of game. It's from Avalanche, so that should be fun. Go it alone or team up with up to 3 of your friends in seamless co-op multiplayer. Utilize guerrilla tactics and fight back. Looks like this might be Left 4 Dead-y. Looks like this could be a little bit of Left 4 Dead-y. We'll have to see where it goes in terms of, how much more information they give us in trailers and such. But it looks like it's almost like a robot-oriented Left 4 Dead kind of thing. So, yeah, pretty cool. We'll have to see how it goes. Now, again, this is all early stuff, so maybe it's not going to be that at all, for the record. Yeah, we'll have to see. No, not Left 4 Daddy. Left 4 Dead-y, y'all. Left 4 Dead-y. Dead Cells. Oh. Dead Cells. This is one of my favorites anyway. Dead Cells is a phenomenal game. I've been playing this game since it was an early alpha. You can get this game right now on PC. It's phenomenal. They update it all the time. It's a great roguelite side scroller, and I love it. I love it. It's been great. So yeah, pretty awesome. And looking forward to playing it when it comes out on live. Unfortunately, we didn't get Splinter Cells, so we have to be happy with Dead Cells, and that's okay because Dead Cells is pretty good. Then we have Ashen for the Xbox. Ashen was the kind of weird, faceless, puzzly explorer game. This is another game that we need a lot more information about. It looked like it had to do maybe with some co-op elements. There were 2 characters in it, but they may just be 2 characters played by 1 player. We'll have to see. By the way, for somebody that just asked in chat, the Xbox is up there because this was during the Microsoft conference. Yeah, so it looks like it could be interesting, and definitely looking forward to checking that out more as more comes out of it. Yeah. Shadow of the Tomb Raider. It's more Tomb Raider. Yeah. I don't really know. I don't really like it's more Tomb Raider. I don't really know what else to say. It's it doesn't look like it's doing anything hugely new for the Tomb Raider franchise. It looks like a prettier version of the previous ones. I'll probably check it out just like I have pretty much every previous Tomb Raider, and I'll probably think it's okay just like the other ones. All right, Session. Oh, this was the skate game. Cool. Throw your best skate game at me. Let's see it. I haven't played a skate game that was good since Tony Hawk back in the day. So you get me a good skate game, I'll probably check it out just because I love that kind of stuff. Everyone thought this was Skate 4 for a little bit. But yeah, it looks to be another skate game. Looks like it could be good. But of course, we're going to have to see how far it goes, how good it is, how well it plays, and all that good stuff too. So Black Desert announcement. It's coming to Xbox. You guys know what Black Desert is. It's an MMO coming to Xbox. We're good to go there. Devil May Cry 5 looked fun. I have not played many Devil May Cry games. If this game looks good enough, maybe we'll have to do a franchise run or something. That could be kind of fun. But it's Devil May Cry 5. And we'll have to go from there. Yeah, a lot of people say that the Black Desert game is not Black Desert Online, but it actually said, I think someone spied this during the conference, it actually said at the beginning that it was an MMO or something along those lines. So we're kind of confused with the Black Desert thing, because you're right, normally it does say Black Desert Online under it, so maybe it is some kind of weird single low co-op player thing, but regardless, we need more information on that. I think it is Black Desert Online, but we'll see. Anyway, back to this, Devil May Cry. Looking good, looking fun, looking interesting. I will probably check it out. I haven't played a new Devil May Cry game in a long time, and maybe this will be the first I play in a while. We'll have to see. So, yeah. Looking good. Cuphead DLC, give me more. I want Cuphead 2, I want Cuphead 3, I want Cuphead 4, I want Cuphead 5. I want all the Cupheads. I will play as much Cuphead as they give me. Cuphead's a fantastic game. I love every second of it. So the more of it, the better. Tunic. A lot of people liked Tunic. Tunic is the sparsely arted little fox game where you run around, and it looks very Zelda-y. Many people were infatuated by how cute it looked and how retro it looked, and that's awesome, and more power to you. To me, it looked bland and boring. I don't know. I saw that gameplay and said, I don't want to do that for hours. Like, that's not what I'm interested in doing for hours. That's how I feel about it. I trust me, I was looking for things the entire time to kind of get interested in. Don't get me wrong, it's cute as hell and the graphics are okay, but I don't know, man. It's just, you know how earlier I was saying I'm just kind of done with the generic adventure games? It looks like the definition of a generic adventure game. So we'll have to see though. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we'll give it a try. If enough people tell me to give it a try, I'll probably just try it out of principle. But yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. And hopefully I'm wrong on that, and hopefully it's very interesting and fun and engaging. We'll have to see later. Jump Force. Oh, was this that weird anime game? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Jump Force was Jump Force is like the Kingdom Hearts of anime fighting. It basically just took like a bunch of main characters from a bunch of different animes and they put them in a fighting game. It looks like someone took mushrooms and came up with a game idea. Okay, anyway, next. Dying Light 2. Okay, this game I am super excited for. This game looks incredible. And I have to admit, this came out of nowhere. When I played Dying Light, it was still to this day one of my favorite zombie games ever. I love the parkour mechanics. I love the weapon mechanics. I love the crafting mechanics. I love the day-night mechanics. Like, I just absolutely loved Dying Light. I love the DLC. I liked the ending of the DLC. I like the vehicles in the DLC. I like the base system. There's just a lot to like in Dying Light. So when I heard that Dying Light 2 was coming out, and then not only was it improving on all that, but also Chris Avellone is writing the main story, and he's making it branching with meaningful stuff. Like, give it to me now. I cannot wait to play Dying Light 2. That's the kind of game that I'm planning on 100%ing. No question. Just give it to me so I can start playing it. It looked fantastic, and I can't wait. I can't wait to check it out, especially with Chris at the lead. I mean, this is the New Vegas guy. This is the Torment guy. This is the guy that lives in like exploring the depths of the human condition. He is awesome. So yeah, I can't wait to check this out, and I have very high hopes for this game, and we'll have to see where it goes. Oh, and yes, for those asking in chat, I am planning on doing a Dying Light and DLC run before the Dying Light 2 100%. That will definitely get a franchise run. Absolutely. Absolutely. Battletoads, give me more. I've always been a Battletoads fan. I like Battletoads. It was cool. It was good to see it again. What can I say? That's part of my childhood, man. It's part of my childhood. Put it in my veins. Just Cause 4. Actually, I think, like, okay, here's what I'll say about Just Cause 4. Just Cause 4 looks like more Just Cause, and it's good. Just Cause 3 was pretty enjoyable. I'm sure Just Cause 4 will be pretty enjoyable, but it's just more Just Cause. It's more. You know, they're giving you more tricks to play with, more sandbox elements, more vehicles, more guns, but it's still Just Cause. So I liked Just Cause 3. I had some fun in it. I'll probably play Just Cause 4 and have some fun in that too. But it's one of those things that I don't really get excited for it. It's like that food that you eat all the time where you don't really get excited for it, but you know that you'll like it. You know it's a food that you'll enjoy, but it's not like a food you're really looking forward to. That's how I feel about Just Cause. I'm sure it'll be fun. I'm sure I'll like it, but I'm not super excited for it. You know, that's just how it is. That's just how it is. And I'm sure I'll have some fun when I play it. And maybe it'll be the kind of thing where I jump in a game with Bike Man and Zeke and JP for a drop frames, and we have an absolute blast with it. And that'll be great, because I feel like that's probably what it's best for. It's just messing around in. But yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Gears of War Pop mobile game, need more information. This is the XCOM one, right? Was Gears of War Pop the XCOM looking one? Need more information. The part of, wait, that is right. Oh wait, no. This was a different one. Hold on. That was, hold on. Gears of War Pop. What was Gears of War Pop? Oh, yeah. I don't know what this is. I think it's like some little mobile shooter. Anyway, moving on. Gears Tactics. That's the one I was thinking of. Okay, so Gears Tactics is like Gears of War XCOM. It's Mario Rabbids instead of Mario plus XCOM. It's Gears of War plus XCOM. So that's kind of where we are. Now, the Gears of War Tactics thing did look pretty good, but the only thing that concerned me a little bit is it looked a little shallow. It looked a little shallow. It also looked like it might be a mobile game. I'm not sure. I know it's coming out on PC, but it did look like there were some aspects of it that might be a little mobile-y, or maybe they're planning on releasing it on PC and mobile. I'm not exactly sure. But I will say again, it looked a little shallow. So hopefully I'll be pleasantly surprised, because I love this kind of stuff. But yeah, we'll have to see. Gears of War 5. I actually liked the trailer. I was pretty interested in that story, whatever was happening with that thing that she had and how she wanted to break off from the rest of the army. I mean, that part looked pretty good. The only issue is I've never really enjoyed Gears of War gameplay. I've almost kind of found it the same as I do The Division, where you just kind of find some cover and then shooting gallery and find some more cover and shooting gallery. I've never really been a huge fan of that. So Gears of War 5, will I check it out? Maybe. If there's enough interest, maybe I'll even play the other Gears of Wars. Because guess what? I don't think I've ever finished a Gears of War game. Maybe this is a good time to check it out. But I feel kind of this way, the same way that I do the last couple games I've been talking about, where it's kind of like, I'm looking forward to it. That could be cool, but I'm not really hyped for it. We'll have to see how it goes. We'll have to see how it goes. Oh, where to start? Where to start? So, Cyberpunk. One second. Okay. I have been more excited for Cyberpunk before this E3 than pretty much any other game. I am extremely excited for Cyberpunk 2077. This E3 has been the come to Jesus moment that many of us Cyberpunk fans have wanted for years. We finally got a full trailer. There is a 50-minute gameplay demo. There is more information that we've gotten in the last week than we have literally the last years by a factor of 10. This game embodies every single thing I like in PC gaming. And it's insane how just extremely excited. My excitement for Cyberpunk dwarfs every other game by a factor of 10. Like it doesn't even compare. Primarily, as you guys know, my favorite game of all time is Deus Ex 1. That is my favorite game of all time is Deus Ex 1. And now especially, I mean, can you imagine how I felt when I heard that Cyberpunk was going to be in first person? Like that was a hope of mine that I never thought would be realized. So that when I heard that it was in first person, and then I heard on top of that all these people coming out and comparing it to Deus Ex, yeah, it's like a Deus Ex game on next gen consoles in this crazy immersive world. Man, I tell you, I'm really hyped for this game. You've heard me talk about this 100 times, but from the setting to the mechanics to the way it plays the game to the primarily the company that's making it, I am so ready for this game. And I can tell you right now that we're just going to be living in that world for weeks to months. That is a game that we will be doing our pretty much trademark Witcher style 100% run on, where every single inch of that game will be explored in our playthrough. Every single thing we can do will be done 20 times over. It's going to be fantastic. And I don't really have many more words to say for it, because again, it is by far my most hyped game, period, of anything else. And that was before E3, let alone after E3 when I learned more about it. And what's even crazier is I have yet to hear something about this game I don't like, which is wild. Every time I read the info dumps, I'm waiting to read something about it that I don't like. There's been nothing yet. I'm bracing myself for when something comes out that I'm just going to hate. But it just keeps getting better, which is even crazier. So anyway, I'm super excited for it. I know it's not for everyone. By the way, let me just say here, I'm not sitting here saying that Cyberpunk 2077 is going to be the best game of all time. What I am saying is that it's going to be the best game of all time for me. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to sell you on this being the best game you've ever played. I'm just saying that this game has all the ingredients for a CohhCarnage game of the century. That's what I'm excited about. So anyway, just wanted to clear that up. I know that some people won't like this game. In fact, some of my good friends have already sworn it off because it's first person only. If it's not your thing, it's not your thing. And that's cool. But yeah, all I got to say is, like I said, nothing yet has deadened my excitement for this. If anything, it's just exponentially gotten better. And I can't wait to play it. I can't wait to play it. Like I've told people, the only thing that could get me to break my streak right now, besides my family, is if for some reason the CD Projekt guys wanted to bring me somewhere for anything Cyberpunk related. That's the only thing. Like I would break my streak in a heartbeat to go and check that stuff out. But yeah, it's going to be awesome. And I just, every morsel of information, I can't wait for more. Can't wait for more. Overall, the Xbox, the Microsoft show was okay. It was a good show in terms of how much they put out, the sheer quantity of news and expressions, or news and not expressions, the sheer quantity of news and release information and announcements and teasers was pretty next level. It was a lot better than EA, I can tell you that much. The presentation I felt was so-so. The show itself was probably not the best of the big ones. But I mean, it was definitely worth the time. Like, I saw a lot of things I hadn't seen before. More power to them. The Cyberpunk stuff was incredible. And overall, Microsoft brought a pretty strong showing, and more power to them. I liked it better than last year's. And it does show that, you know, they're chugging along. They're chugging along. So more power to them. All right, on to Bethesda. Now, I've already been doing this. Oh my God, I've already been doing this for like 45 minutes. Oh Lord. Okay, I'm gonna have to pick this up a little bit. Sorry, YouTube. Okay, so, but Rage 2. Rage 2 looks awesome. I liked Rage. I saw the trailer and stuff for Rage 2. I think it looks a little bit over the top, but you know what? The more I see it, the more interested I become. And here's the thing. We saw a lot of gameplay for the Bethesda stuff today, and for the Bethesda Rage stuff, and oh my God, it looked great. The gameplay looks fluid, it looks buttery, the weapons and the animations and everything just kind of syncing together look fantastic. There's powers in the game now. Like, oh man, I am sold on Rage 2. I can't wait to check that game out. And yeah, it looks awesome. It looks awesome. I just want to play it at this point, and I'm curious to see how kind of far they're going to go with it. Yeah, it was great. It was great. I loved it. Oh, okay. Just a real quick comment on the Andrew WK performance. Andrew WK, you absolutely killed it. And I don't care that not a single person in that audience was on his feet or on their feet, because they should have been. And the fact that you had the exact same energy and put on the exact same performance for that crowd as you would have for a stadium full of 100,000 people just goes to show how amazing performer you are. You keep being you. And dude, I would have watched 30 minutes of Andrew WK. Like, seriously, man. When by the end of his performance, with not like barely 3 people even making a sound, he looked like he just put on the show of his life. And that's how you know someone is a good performer. That's how you know. I loved it. I thought it was great. I would have been on my feet clapping like just going crazy if I was at that place. Like, whoa, yeah, you know, like, oh man, I just love that guy. A lot of people criticize Bethesda for bringing Andrew WK. A lot of people criticized Bethesda and said that it had nothing to do with the show, and why did he play a full song, and you know all this. Man, I loved it. Bethesda, that was good. And you know what? Even if the crowd didn't really jam to it, I thought it was a great introductory. I think it fit Rage 2 perfectly. I think Andrew WK and Rage 2, especially after seeing the trailers you guys have put out for them, that's like a no-brainer. So, as far as I'm concerned, you guys killed it on that. And good call. Good call. Elder Scrolls Legends. Huh? Oh, what's the next one? Elder Scrolls. Here we go. Doom Eternal. Okay. Doom Eternal. Now, Doom Eternal. I was a little bit worried when I first saw this because here was my Doom Eternal. Like, super hyped. Oh, super not hyped. And then, okay, we like evened out at the end. That was my Doom Eternal experience. So when I first started seeing the Doom thing, when I realized I was watching Doom, I was like, oh yes, like here we go. This is it. This is the next Doom. I loved the first Doom. I want to see more. I want Doom 2 and Doom. And this is awesome. And then they announced Doom Eternal. And everything stopped for me for a minute. And I said, Doom Eternal? This isn't another Quake Champions, is it? Like, I got legit worried for a second. I was like, we don't want anything else. You already got a good thing with Doom. Do not mess this up, Bethesda. I got a little bit worried. But towards the end, I believe they specifically said it's a direct sequel. And then later we found out, big thanks to my community for this, later we found out that Pete Hines was in an interview, and he basically said, this is Doom 2, but we don't want to make Doom games that have to have the years in parentheses after it so you know what you're playing. And that's totally understandable. So from what I understand, this is Doom 2 Hell on Earth, the remake. But they're calling it Doom Eternal, so it has its very own unique entry in all these game things. That's cool. I'm totally on board with that. I didn't think about that before I heard that, and then I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm cool with that. Like, that works. That works. So yeah, Doom Eternal, super hyped. Can't wait to play more Doom. And yeah, it's more Doom, man. What else do we have to say? It's more Doom. Bring back Mick Gordon. That's all I'm gonna say. If there's no Mick Gordon, it's not Doom. Okay, anyway. All right, let's go. Quake Champions. Oh, this poor game. Yeah. Quake Champions, it always kind of stings a little bit seeing Quake Champions, because Quake Champions is basically them trying to take Quake and make an Overwatch out of it. That's what Quake Champions is. It was Bethesda's attempt at taking an IP and making an Overwatch competitor. Even though it doesn't play anything like Overwatch, full disclosure, it doesn't at all. Overwatch and Quake Champions are completely different games, but they were still going after the team-based, choose-your-class action shooter. They wanted people to see what Quake Champions was, and they wanted to go for it. And here's the thing: a lot of you guys are like, no, that's so false. It's not that, dude. Look. Okay, just like I said, I understand it plays differently, but you have to think of this from the marketing perspective. You have to think about what it is when it goes out. And I've played Quake Champions. It doesn't play anything like it. But the class thing, man, the class thing kills it for me. That kills it for me. Those types of things were never meant to have classes in them. Quake was never about classes. It didn't need any of that stuff. It didn't. I don't know, man. The thing that kills me is when you look at Quake Champions on paper, it sounds like an Overwatch, but then you play it and it plays like Quake, and it feels a little bit like Quake. But I don't know, man. I've tried to like it, and it's tough. It's tough for me. But again, I'm a lot of people in chat are pretty frustrated that I compared it to Overwatch. I want to let you guys know, I'm not saying it plays anything like Overwatch. What I'm saying though is that if you look at the GDDs, if you look at the buzzwords, if you look at the games, it's pretty clear that they were trying to go after like those types of games with this. And I feel like this game would be a lot bigger right now if it wasn't like that. I feel like Quake Champions could have been like look at Doom. Doom exploded when they remade it, and it was awesome. But yeah, I don't know. I like how people in chat are still like, it's nothing like Overwatch. It's nothing like Overwatch. I've already said 3 times it doesn't play like Overwatch. I can't be clearer to you dinguses. Like, I don't know what else to say. Anyway, point is, that's where we are with that. And the thing with Quake Champions is the reason that it stings a little bit whenever I say, I just wish it did better. I hate that there's a Quake game that's like in the background. Quake deserves to be like in the foreground. It deserves to have an awesome game. It deserves to have a game that lots of people are playing, and it's great. And that's just not what Quake Champions is. In fact, most people missed the release. And that sucks. So yeah, TLDR, Quake Champions is exactly like Overwatch, literally character for character. They play exactly the same, and there's no differences. Moving on. Prey Mooncrash. Okay. So, this is awesome. Now this is a little bit of cheating here because I've actually played like 10 hours of the Mooncrash DLC and I'm about to do it again. So I'm going to keep this a little bit short because I think I'm actually going to do a Mooncrash thoughts video. Prey Mooncrash DLC is one of the coolest DLCs I've ever played. They basically took the Prey game, which I loved, and turned it into a roguelite FPS experience. It is awesome. Like, I don't know what else to say about it. It's unique, it's fun, it's interesting, it's randomized so you can keep playing it, it's enjoyable, there's new mechanics all over the place. The entire game is yeah, like someone just said in chat, better than the main game. I'm sure it is for some people. It is the definition of excellent DLC, in my opinion. It's to the point where it's almost, it could have been a standalone. But yeah, it's really really cool. And no, for the record, I'm gonna get into this. It is not a rogue like with a K. It is a rogue light with a T. So it does save, and you do build on progress every run you make, which is the differentiation. So that is important to mention. That's actually one of the things I like about it too. So yeah, dude, Moon Crash, fantastic. Typhon Hunter, I haven't touched yet. I don't even know if that's out yet, but it looked cool. I've never played Prop Hunt, but I've watched people play Prop Hunt, and Prop Hunt looks like a lot of fun. So maybe my first Prop Hunt experience will be Typhon Hunter. I don't know. We'll have to see. Yeah. Real quick, because I see someone legitimately asking me this, and I'm gonna blow it. I'm gonna tell you real quick. Rogue like with a K means that when you die, the entire game restarts and nothing goes with you. In a rogue like game, when you die, you restart the game from the beginning. That's a rogue like. A rogue light with a T means that when you die, you restart the game, but there is progress that travels with you. That's the difference. So in Prey, you gain a bunch of currency in your level as you're playing through it. But when you die, all that currency can be used to help your next run. That's what that means. If it was a rogue like with a K, then when you die, nothing carries over. And you start over at square one when you go at the beginning. That's the difference between roguelike and roguelite. I am starting to hate that term because of how similar they sound and the fact that every time I say that, I have to explain it. So like many people, I'm starting to very much wish there were different terms for that stuff because they sound way too similar and I don't like it. So anyway, yeah, no, I'm talking about the gameplay. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Prey Moon Crash DLC. If you're a Prey fan, check it out. It's totally worth the $20. Not many times I could recommend a DLC for $20. This is one of them. It's like I've already spent 9 hours in it and I've got a long ways to go. Wolfenstein Youngblood. Looks fun. Looks cool. I'm all about Wolfenstein Youngblood. Apparently you play the twin daughters of our buddy BJ. Looks to be a good Wolfenstein experience. It's in the future. Very interested to see what the world of Wolfenstein is going to look like that far into the future, because at the end of the last Wolfenstein, we made some big changes. I like the co-op element. That could be kind of fun. Maybe we'll play co-op with Bike Man or another streamer or something. Could be good. But yeah, Wolfenstein Youngblood. More Wolfenstein. I'm sold. Co-op experience, awesome. And we get to play as a chick, even better. I'm sold. All good. So, fantastic. Yeah. Cyber Pilot VR. I don't know a lot about this one. This is one of those ones I'm going to need more info on. I mean, I'm just going to say it like that. It looks like they're trying to put a VR game in Wolfenstein, and we'll need to really look at that before anything else. Yeah. Skyrim on the Amazon Echo. I think I might stream at some point. So I think we might have to wait until I try that, because I legitimately may try to stream. I may try to stream it on the Echo at some point. Just like literally put a camera of me in front of my couch and just like lean back with a beer, and that would the whole stream would be me on a couch with my Alexa like right there, just talking. Like that would be the whole stream. Maybe get a brandy snifter and a red smoking jacket, get a cigar or something. I don't know. No, it wasn't a troll. It's 100% real. Alexa, play Skyrim.
Skyrim main theme by Peter.
Oh no! Don't play that. It's gonna get the YouTube video. Alexa, stop. Okay. Whew. That was close. But anyway, we may do that at some point. I was trying to play the main theme from Skyrim. No, might as well play the Game of Thrones screens. Jesus. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, it looks fun, and we may have to try it at some point. It could be cool. Apparently, it lasts hours. I heard someone that actually beat it, and or didn't beat it, but they played it, and they said they played for like 2 hours, and they were still going. I don't know, man. We'll have to see. Ho! You guys ready? All right, here we go. Fallout 76. I have to keep this short. Because we're going to make other videos on this, so I'm going to keep this short. Fallout 76 looks interesting. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look super hyped. It looks interesting. Here's the thing. This is what I'll say. When all the information first came out about 76, I was 2 out of 10 excited. Found a little bit more information. Was 4 of 10 excited. Watched the no clip Fallout 76 documentary. That took my 4 out of 10 to 7 out of 10. And right now I'm sitting here at like a solid 7 to 8 out of 10 hype for this game. But I still have some major concerns for it. So here is what I'll say. Pros. Huge Fallout world to explore. Huge. And that alone is enough to sell me. I love Fallout worlds. It's one of the reasons that I really liked 4, and a lot of people didn't. I love the worlds. So the fact that this is a giant new Fallout world to explore, you know what? That's a big deal for me. That's a real big deal for me. So that's going to be that just exploring that world is going to be fun for me. The build system. You set down a little thing, you can build around it, you can pick it up and take it with you. That's kind of cool. If I have a big enough area, I could have some fun with that. That's pretty cool. The concept of them adding in a huge amount of crafting depth, I'm all about that. I'm fine with that too. Apparently they're going crazy with the crafting in this game to the point where almost everything will be craftable. I'm okay with that. That's pretty awesome. I'm looking forward to checking that out. The 6 main story areas, and apparently the relatively big main story. I'm all about that. The fact that after you beat the main story, you can fight bosses around the maps with your friends, get a nuke code, nuke an area of the map, and that becomes a high-level gear area. That sounds kind of fun. Like, there's a lot of things in Fallout 76 that I think could be awesome. And I think, as you guys know, as I'm a huge Fallout 4 fan, I think that I might really enjoy Fallout 76. However, there are some things about it that are extremely concerning, especially to me as a streamer. For instance, there's a chance we might not be able to pick our servers that we're on at launch. So let's say I happen to get in a server with somebody that I don't want to be with. They open their map and they say, oh, look, it's Cohh, and I'm watching him on the stream. So I'm going to go over to him and just follow him around and do funny emotes the whole time. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to stand in front of him when he's trying to shoot at people. And I'm going to do funny emotes, and it's going to be great. And I'm going to have no way to remove that guy from my game. And there's even rumors that you may not even be able to play your server. Here's the thing. Somebody said private servers were confirmed. They were confirmed for after launch. So when the game comes out, there's no launch. Can you just kill them? No. And here's another thing. This is another big red flag. Bethesda doesn't know how PvP is going to work yet. They said that verbatim in the Fallout 76 video. They want it to feel like there's pressure there, but they don't know how it's going to work. And what's even scarier is how Todd Howard talks in the No Clip documentary, because he is so gung-ho about, oh, the players will figure it out, and I'm sure they'll work it out, and we'll give them the tools, and we'll see how they mess with them, and I'm sure it'll be fine. Really, Todd? You're sure it'll be fine? Because games die in the first month because of the shit you're talking about you're not worried about. What you're talking about, Todd, is why online games die in the first month. And I know you've never made an online game before, so you don't know this. So let me tell you. What you're doing is why games die in the first month. Is because the people don't pay attention to the fact that a lot of your player base wants to have fun and they don't want to have to worry about people effing with them. That's why they have trouble. So it makes me really worried when he's like he's super gung-ho about like things will work themselves out and it'll be okay. It's like, no, we've seen that not be the case over and over and over and over. So I'm really hoping now that's the bad part, but here's the good part. There is a beta for this game, and basically what he has said is that beta is going to be what they use to test the PvP and to make sure people are having fun and to make sure, more importantly, that people aren't being miserable. So I'm really hoping that they're going to be paying close attention to people. And dude, guys, treat this like a beta when it comes out. If you play it and you have issues and stuff, let them know. Like, we're going to have to be vocal about this. The stuff that works, great, let them know. But the stuff that doesn't work, like, we're going to have to, like, yeah, that's honestly one of my biggest concerns about the game is I really hope when you're dealing with online games, it's like a house of cards. And the very bottom floor of that house of cards, each card is a mechanic in that game. And in a single player game, that house of cards is like relatively glued together, right? So you can mess around in a single player game with some mechanics, and that's cool because it'll generally stay up. But a house of cards with an online game is not glued together. And if one of those major mechanics at the bottom is just terrible, and you take that card out, the whole thing can crumble. And that's my biggest concern. I really hope that Fallout 76 doesn't suck because one or two major things were kind of swept to the side. Anyway, we're going to be making more videos on Fallout 76, and I've already gone too long on this. But overall, again, I'm really hyped for this. I want it to be good. I want to explore every inch of that world. I'm probably going to 100% Fallout 76. I'll just say that right now. I'm even if it's not good, I'm probably going to 100% it just because I want to see the whole world. I want to see what they're doing. And more importantly, after watching the documentary, it's very clear the people making Fallout 76 really care about what they're doing. They're putting time and work into this. So we'll give it a try and go from there. And that is Fallout 76. Fallout Shelter. Elder Scrolls Blades. Starfield. Okay, Starfield. Here we go. Starfield, I need more info on. I've known Starfield's existed for years. I hope it's going to be absolutely amazing. The way that Todd talks about Starfield is almost a little overwhelming at times because he keeps talking. Okay, actually, realistically, Elder Scrolls Blade, I'll probably check it out just to check it out. But I'm not very excited for it. But Starfield, the way he talks about Starfield, he always uses like big words like, we've been waiting for technology to come this far, or we're doing things we've never been able to do before, or only now do we have the capability to do this. He uses all these really big words with Starfield, and I want to know why. And I don't know when we're going to find out. But or I shouldn't say big words, big expressions, weighty expressions. He has the biggest words, the best words. No, he uses like these big lofty expressions when defining Starfield. And I want to know why. I want to know, yes, bigly words. I want to know what about this game is not just Mass Effect. Why is this not just, a space game? Like what about this is so awesome? I can't wait to find out. And I really hope it's not VR. I really hope it's not VR. But yeah, that's the only thing that's a little bit scary. Is I really hope it's not just gonna be like, and our entire single player space RPG is in VR. Why is the applause sign broken? Why isn't anyone cheering? Like, oh man. Yeah, I'm very hopeful that this is going to be like some awesome single player, really deep connect. Like, I really hope he is trying, like he's making it sound like he's trying something huge and new. And I hope that's what it is. I hope it's not PR buzzwords. That's honestly what I'm hoping. I hope I'm not getting tricked by really good PR. And I might be, but we'll have to see. Any information about Starfield will be good. So the more the better. And looking forward to more. I don't need to say anything about this. Elder Scrolls 6 is on the way. Surprisingly, we didn't even get a subtitle. I was really thinking that they were going to wait to talk about Elder Scrolls 6 until they had a subtitle. So we would get like Elder Scrolls 6, blah, like the name of the next place. But we didn't even get that. Now, granted, it's in pre-production. It's not even in production yet. And they even made it sound like maybe Starfield will be out before Elder Scrolls 6. But even then, I even in pre-production, you'd think that they'd have at least a GDD together to kind of give some sort of a roadmap. And you would think that they would have an idea about it. But even then, I'm going to laugh when it's like Elder Scrolls 6, BLEEEEGRH. but I'm guessing it's going to be something different. That being said, super hyped. As you guys know, I've already announced an Elder Scrolls franchise playthrough for when we get a release date for this. We're going to be doing a viewer-voted template run where you guys submit roleplay templates on how to play Oblivion, Morrowind, Skyrim. We're going to be putting them up to viewer votes, and then you guys will vote on how I play Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim in prep for our 100% Elder Scrolls 6 run. So it should be a lot of fun. But anyway, that's Elder Scrolls 6. And yeah, you know what? To be honest, Bethesda was probably one of my favorite conferences. And it's because Bethesda had what I felt like was a good combination of entertainment and releases. They did have some stuff that I was completely uninterested in, like the mobile stuff and, you know, the Legend stuff and the Elder Scrolls stuff, or the Elder Scrolls Online stuff. But we all knew that was coming. They tried their damnedest with Andrew WK. They brought out the actual developers to talk about their game. They showed a lot of new stuff. They had big announcements. They announced Elder Scrolls 6. They made Starfield official. Like, it was a damn good show. Overall, all of the averages were good for Bethesda. And honestly, I can safely say their best show in the last 3 years. So that was good. That was good. And Bethesda, I was very, very, very proud of you this E3. That was a good one. That was a good one. Especially considering you guys know how I felt about last year and how I was very vocal about last year. So yeah, this was good. This was good. Square Enix, we've already talked about Tomb Raider a little bit. Again, kind of more Tomb Raider. Final Fantasy 14 Stormblood. I was a big Final Fantasy 14 player, and I'm glad. It always makes me happy when an MMO that I used to play but don't necessarily do anymore comes out with an expansion. I'm happy because I know people that are still playing it. I know a lot of people in this community still play it, and I know you guys are going to have fun in it. I'm not going to play it, but you know what? Stormblood is still coming. Stormblood is kicking ass. Final Fantasy 14 is kicking ass, and if you play it, more power to you, man. I hope you enjoy it. I won't be playing it, but hope you will, if you're a player. This was interesting. They're apparently doing some crossover stuff with you're going to be able to do some Monster Hunter type raids in Final Fantasy 14. Cool concept. Crossovers can be fun. Hopefully the Final Fantasy 14 guys will enjoy that. Captain Spirit, we talked about this again. We talked about that a little bit earlier. Captain Spirit was the Life is Strange kid game. We're going to have to get some more on that. Doesn't really look like something up my alley. Kind of like this one. But yeah, hopefully the people that are into that kind of stuff will enjoy it. Dragon's Quest is not an RPG. It's not a style of game that I usually play. I think it's 11 though, isn't it? This may not work. Yeah, we'll have to see. But I think it's Dragon Quest 11, and it's another Dragon Quest game. I watched the trailer and was just kind of like, oh, cool, and you know that was it. So, it is 11. X1. Oh, it should have been XI. That's kind of funny. Actually, 1 second while we're doing this. Oh, God, the pain. 1 second. Gotta turn my fan on. I got too excited during the Fallout 76 one, so I gotta cool down a little bit here. But anyway, Dragon Quest 11 looks like it could be fun. We'll have to see for some people that are into that kind of stuff. But I don't know if I'll be playing it. We'll have to see. I have no idea what that is. Something with Dragon Quest, so we're gonna keep going. Babylon's Fall. Now, this one kind of came out of nowhere. I had not heard of this game before. It's coming from the creators of Bethesda, it's coming from the creators of Bayonetta, which looks kind of interesting. I'm not really sure what it is. I don't know what it is. It looks like some kind of deep RPG with, yeah, I have no idea. I want to know more about this game. It looks cool. And honestly, was one of the things that kind of interested me in the conference for Square Enix, which unfortunately there wasn't. Well, we'll talk about that at the end. But yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Nier Automata becomes God's Edition. Basically, they're like Game of the Year edition. Awesome. No, don't need to talk about it. Octopath Traveler. This game looks interesting. A very unique graphic flair with like the 2D and a 3D world kind of thing. Looks like it could be fun. For those interested in Octopath Traveler, I think if I heard correctly, and help me out here, chat, if I heard correctly, you can play Octopath Traveler now. There's like a prologue demo out. So something to check out if you're interested in that. And yeah, looks like it could be fun. I don't know how much I'm going to play it. I need to look into it a little bit more, or if I'm going to play it. But yeah, it certainly was an interesting looking game. And yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. Just Cause 4, we talked about this a little bit earlier. So we'll go ahead and pass that. The Quiet Man. This one was a little confusing. Basically, what happened in this game is there was like an actual real person trailer of these dudes for a little bit. And then there apparently was a fight where this deaf guy beat up a dude, and then a dude that's not deaf is trying to yell at him, and he then points at his ear like, yo, I can't hear you, bro. And then they start fighting. Quiet Man. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that. People are saying it's only like 4 hours. Like, I'm not really sure what the purpose of it is. Is it like a tech demo? Is it like a proof of concept? I don't know where this game fits. And if it's only 4 hours, like, how much are they charging for it? Like, I don't know. It's just, yeah. Anyway, it also seems kind of weird. Like, I'm wondering, like, why are they shoehorning in the fact that he's deaf? Does that have something to do with it? I'm not sure. But we'll see. I mean, I might check it out at some point just to see where it went. The trailer looked pretty good. I mean, it looked pretty good, but I just don't know really what it is. We'll have to see. Yeah, we'll have to see. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3. A lot of people are super hyped for this. I've never played Kingdom Hearts 1 or 2. Don't have any immediate plans to right now. We'll see how it goes. More power to Kingdom Hearts fans. I know they were thrilled by the stuff about Kingdom Hearts 3, so more power to you. Square Enix. Okay. My overall thoughts on the Square Enix conference were lackluster, but that's because the Square Enix conference wasn't really a conference. It was kind of like just a little show they put on. It was shorter than the others. It didn't quite have as much content, and it really it didn't really have a lot of oomph to it. There were a few announcements like you just saw me go over, but overall it wasn't really comparable to the other showcases just in terms of kind of like substance. But then again, as people were telling me during the drop frames where we talked about this, apparently they weren't trying to do that. They were just kind of putting out some of their stuff, and they wanted to get some news out there without putting on a full conference and stuff, and that was the whole plan from the beginning. So TLDR, still better than EA. All right, next. Just Dance 2019. As you guys know, there is nothing I'd rather do than go to the club on Saturday night to shake my rump. That being said, I am not a big Just Dance fan. So I'm sure some people are thrilled about this. It's more dancing and more power to you. But it's more Just Dance. Yeah. Beyond Good and Evil 2. I really loved the trailer for this game. Beyond Good and Evil 2 looks phenomenal. And not just in terms of graphics, but in terms of characters, in terms of character interaction, in terms of world building, in terms of personality, art style, direction. When I got to the end of the CGI portion of the trailer, not the gameplay part, but the CGI part, I seriously felt like I just got done watching the trailer for a movie. And just like any Final Fantasy Advent Children type movie, I would sit down and watch one of that. I would watch 90 minutes of that in a heartbeat. It was phenomenal. And then right after that, they showed some gameplay, but I have to be honest, I feel like most of that gameplay was staged. It didn't look like, it looked kind of bland. It looked a little weird. Some of the animations didn't connect. So it made me think that they maybe just kind of rushed some gameplay out to put it in the title or to put it in the vid. So I'm not super sold on the gameplay yet. I think it will be great. And I'm hoping we just saw kind of like the like the jumping on cars and fighting and that kind of stuff. I mean, it's pre-alpha from what I understand. So I'm guessing that's what I saw. But that being said, it looks great. I certainly plan on playing it. And just because a lot of people asked about this, I do plan on replaying Good and Evil 1 before Good and Evil 2. So we will be checking it out. And yeah, going from there. Trials Rising. I never really played a Trials game. So this looked cool though. Looked more. I loved their crash montage. That was fantastic. That was honestly like one of the highlights. That was I laughed a lot during that. It was pretty good. But the game itself looks it looks fun. It looks fun. I've never played a Trials game, so it looks fun. But I'll have to try it sometime. Yeah, should be cool. Should be cool. I think I covered most of my thoughts earlier about the Division 2. It's more Division. I think Division fans will love it, and I think it's not going to sell anyone that doesn't like the Division. Yeah, that's kind of where we are with that. Skull and Bones, man, I am sold on this game. I want to play Skull and Bones. It looks fantastic. As a huge fan of the Assassin's Creed Black Flag ship combat, it basically just looks like a game of that. That's what it looks like. It looks like the Assassin's Creed Black Flag made into a game. And I'm excited for that. I know a lot of people are thinking it's kind of boring, but you know what? I've been wanting something like that since Assassin's Creed Black Flag. So I'm really, really pumped for Skull of Bones. I really hope that they give us a lot of progression to get huge ships and outfit them with a variety of weapons and just go absolutely crazy with it. I think it could be really cool. And we'll have to see where it goes. We'll have to see how it goes. My biggest concern with Skull of Bones is that 10th hour. I really wonder what I'm going to be feeling like on the 10th hour of playing Skull and Bones. Am I going to be locked in and really working to get the next big ship and having a great time? Or am I going to feel like I've done everything already once and I'm not really going to be invested in getting the endgame ships? Or even worse, what if we get to the 10th hour and we already have everything? So yeah, their Skull and Bones could be really good, but it's really going to be up to Ubisoft on nailing the progression and nailing that kind of long-term play. We'll have to see where it goes. But then again, I think just playing the game is going to be fun. So yeah, it's got a big boon for that. Transference. This is Elijah Wood's crazy game. Looks interesting. It apparently is about some dad who's experimenting on his son. We don't know why. It has something to do with corruption and corrupting memories. And dude, it looks really interesting, and it's all in VR. So, oh man, it looks spooky. But I think I gotta say that I'm really looking forward to checking this game out. I think it could be a lot of fun, and from the looks of it, it could delve with some interesting subjects that a lot of games don't get to. So yeah, we'll have to see. It's gonna be fun. This is the little toy game. It's really, really hard for me to get behind a game that tries to sell you external toys to get you in-game items. I mean, even if I like the game, even if I like the company, even if I like all that stuff, it's really, really tough for me to get behind something like that. I'm just, it's not my thing. That being said, you know, I have a son. He's not old enough for it yet, but maybe this is for kids. You know, maybe it's all for kids. And in that case, I don't really understand it, and it's not really for me, and maybe some people will absolutely love it. So yeah, I mean, it could be cool. That being said, a lot of people are saying you don't have to buy the toys. But I mean, what is it then? Is it like, that's the thing. Like when I watched the game, it just kind of looked like a generic space shooter. Like it didn't really look like there was a lot of stuff in it. But yeah, again, we may check it out as we move down the road, but it's certainly not something that I saw and said, I need to play that. It was one of those things where it's like, it could be good. We'll see. For Honor Marching Fire, it's more For Honor. For Honor's actually gone through a rather large re-up in the last few months. They've made a lot of changes the community has wanted. They're putting on tournaments. They're putting out updates. There's tons of fighters now. A lot of people really like For Honor, and I see a lot of my friends go back and checking it out and playing it. So, hey, if they're adding it, the trailer for the new stuff looked cool. They're adding in a new game mode. They're adding in some 3 like big new warriors. Hey, man, more power to them, dude. I hope they're getting out of For Honor what they're putting in, because they are trying their damnedest to make For Honor work. And good luck, Ubisoft. I wish you the best. Hope it works out for you in the long run. Crew 2, a racing game. Not a big racer myself, but I've watched JP play Crew 2. I've watched a few of my other friends play Crew 2. It looks pretty fun. I mean, if you're into racing, man, it looks pretty fun. Unfortunately for me, I just find that stuff kind of repetitive. I can't really get invested in it. I'm not really able to set goals in it, so I can't really get attached to it. But that being said, I mean, if you're a race fan, something to check out, dude. Something to check out. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, pleasantly surprised. Pleasantly surprised. I liked Assassin's Creed Origin. I'm ready to go on the adventure of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. There's really not much more to say than that. It doesn't look like it's trying to reinvent the wheel. Yeah, we misspelled Odyssey, but that's okay. Whatever. It doesn't really look like it's trying to reinvent the wheel, and not that it has to after Origin. But yeah, it looks like it could be more, and it could be fun. So cool. I'm ready to check it out. Also, the fact that they're implementing ship combat is pretty awesome. Ubisoft overall. Ubisoft's conference was good. I liked the Ubisoft games. They didn't really show a whole lot of stuff that was new or interesting, and they actually had a lot of repetition. But overall, it was a pretty good show. The show itself also wasn't terrible. In fact, it was entertaining. The show was entertaining. But the actual content of the show was kind of lackluster. And funny enough, when we talk about a conference here in a little bit, that's going to switch up, so stay tuned. But that's kind of where we were with that. And I mean, it had a dancing panda, so points. But yeah, that's overall the Ubisoft conference was solid. It was entertaining, but could have had a little bit more meat. Yeah, could have had a little bit more meat. PC game show. Okay, this one we got to whip through because, oh my God, guys, how long have we been doing it? Oh my Lord, this is going to turn into a 2-hour video. I'm not even going to be able to play Prey today. I'm super sorry about this, guys. Anyway, back to the point. Satisfactory. It's a 3D multiplayer game of, y'all know what I'm going to say? Factorio! It's 3D Factorio, man. Like, I was blown away. At first, I'm looking at this game and I'm sitting here like, oh, good, another multiplayer survival game. That's exactly what we need these days. And then I started like seeing the conveyor belts, and then I saw him building the giant structures and stuff, and it's like, this is Factorio. This is Factorio. So, I mean, that could be cool. I liked Factorio. If you don't know what Factorio is, definitely check it out. It's a really good game. And yeah, it's 3D Factorio with friends. That's what it is. So more power to them. Yeah, more power to them. By the way, we are definitely going to talk about Day 9 and Frankie, but I'm going to wait until the end of this to do it. Yeah, so it's cool. I can't wait to check that out. NeoCab, our first cab game. I really don't know what to think about these games. They're cab games that apparently has some human aspect to it. We'll have to see. That a lot of the stuff you're about to see on this Thoughts video is literally 10 to 30 second trailers. So some of these I'm just going to be like, here's my initial thoughts, next. Thoughts, next. This is one of those. Like, it's a cab game in the future. Okay. Mavericks Proving Ground. This is the 1,000-player BR game, right? Is that what that is? I gotta say, man. All I have to say is, whoever's making this game, you got balls. You got balls. The idea that an indie BR game could have thousands of players interested enough to play it regularly, you got balls. Because here's the thing. I will be surprised if this game gets a single 1,000-player round. Just saying. Because you have to think about it. You have to think. Like, think about queuing up for a BR game in PUBG. You sit there for anywhere between 1 and 5 minutes as it fills up, and then it starts. And that's for 100 players. And then think of it this way. Every one of the players that's in that game can't be in another one. So if you're sitting there and you queue up for a 1,000-player BR game, and then you actually get in, all of those players are locked out of the game that starts in like, you remember, I played PUBG back when it came out. It definitely took a lot longer than that back in the day. But the point is, okay, forget the PUBG stuff. Here's the only point I'm trying to make. When you're waiting to get into a BR game, the shorter the time, the better. With this game, apparently supporting thousands of players per round, when you're putting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of players into one map, that means that all of those players aren't going to be able to queue up for other games until they're done, right? And the more players, the longer the game. So when you have an indie game and you have hundreds of players in a game at 10 o'clock and that game starts at 10:05 and then another game opens up at 10:10, how long is it going to take for that game to fill up? 10 minutes? And then after that, you're going to start up another game to up to 1,000 players. How many players are going to be there for that one? And every one of these games that goes on while that first one is going on means less and less and less and less players of 1,000 per game are going to go in there. there's going to be people that are going to be just waiting for like 15, 20 minutes just to get 100 players, let alone 1,000. It's crazy to me. I mean, to assume that you can consistently fill up 1,000 player rounds in an indie game that has barely any hype is baffling to me. Maybe it's free to play. Maybe like maybe there's some gimmick to this. Maybe you can join matches that are going on or something. Like maybe there's bots. You know, like there could be a whole bunch of answers to this. But then again, do you really want to play a BR game when a bot, like you're running behind a bot and all of a sudden it snaps behind you and headshots you? Or you know, or bots are just farming? Like how do you fine tune a bot AI in a BR game? Like there's just so many, again, lots of unknowns with this title. And I wish them the best, but I will be surprised. I will be surprised if this concept makes it. And I hope they prove me wrong. That's all I'll say about it. Next game. The Forgotten City. Some of these I'm going to have to Google because some of these were fast and furious. Oh, yes, this was the one based on the Skyrim mod. This game looks interesting. It's kind of it's a game where you go back in time to try to solve these mysteries and get down people's motivations to apparently prevent a catastrophe from happening. Looks interesting, kind of like a mystery investigation game. Looks fun. I don't know too much more about it, but it's certainly one we might check out. It looks kind of cool. So yeah, that one looks kind of cool. Star Control Origins looks interesting. Looks kind of like a No Man's Sky kind of deal. I don't really know what to say about this game because it's still very early from the looks of it, but it looked like some kind of procedural galaxy exploration game with more of an actual game than No Man's Sky. So I don't know. Looks like it could be interesting, but we'll need to get more info on that one. Hunt Showdown. I've never played this game. Apparently they showed some new weapons and stuff. I don't have a lot to comment on this one. Yeah, because I didn't really play Hunt Showdown. Yeah, rip my throat, dude. I know. I've been talking straight for like an hour and a half now. Archangel Hellfire. Archangel Hellfire was is this the VR one? Oh, we didn't get a lot about this one, did we? We just got like a really quick trailer, like a little multiplayer thing. Early access is May 25th. What is that? Wait, when was this? This is from April 23rd. So this game's already out and stuff. Oh, okay. I do not. Oh, it is the VR game. This is the VR mech game. Okay, so that would explain why I'm not super jazzed and haven't heard a lot about it, unfortunately. But yeah, so kind of cool on that one. I probably won't look into it too much, but yeah, if you're interested in VR, probably worth a look. The Sinking City, if I remember this one right, this was the one that looked super cool. Yes, Sinking City. This game looks interesting. It's kind of a Cthulhian investigation with some fighting. Looked almost Evil Within-y. Looked a little bit of like Resident Evil 2. There were people that had obvious like weird mutations that they were talking to. There were really creepy face hugger looking alien things. I mean, I gotta say, it looks pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. This is one of those games where I don't only want more information, but I want more information now. Like, I want to play this game. So it looks badass. And I'm all about Lovecraftian stuff. This is one to keep an eye on. Oh, I think I skipped one. Warframe! I have to be careful with this one. Because the more I hear about and talk about this game, the more I want to try it. And that's unfortunate because I don't have time to do that right now. So what I will say is that this game looks cool, and what's even more cool is that this is a game that it's very clear the developers not only are doing a good job about and listening to the players about, but they're also really focused on developing something fun. And I am kind of like purposefully avoiding this game right now because I'm playing this other game called Path of Exile, and that one already is like, that takes all my free time right now. I do not have time for another game. But I gotta say that we've got this big open amount of time coming up in the next couple months. I might have to check it out. We'll see. Sega games on PC, not too much to comment on here. This looks to like they're moving some stuff back and forth. I mean, more power to the you know, the Sega games coming over. I think it's like a bunch of different ones, right? Yeah, there's a bunch of different ones coming over. So, yeah. I mean, it was a cool announcement, no question. Killing Floor 2, not a lot to say here. I played Killing Floor when it came out, got bored of it in about 10 hours. It's that 10-hour hump, man. And yeah, that's really about it. Oh, I'm sorry. Sega games on PC. Also, it's important to mention, this is where they announced Yakuza Kiwami and Yakuza 0 on PC. They're going to be coming at 4K, untethered frame rate. Should be awesome. As you guys know, Yakuza 0 turned out to be like one of my favorite gaming experiences in recent memory. And I actually skipped Yakuza 0. It was thanks to chat and you guys that I even played it. Big thanks to you, chat, because again, it turned out to be one of my favorite experiences. The only thing that kind of sucks about this is I really want to play Yakuza Kiwami before Yakuza Kiwami 2, and unfortunately it looks like Yakuza Kiwami on the PC isn't going to be out until around the time that Yakuza Kiwami 2 is releasing. So unfortunately, I'm probably going to have to play Kiwami on PS4, and then we'll play Kiwami 2 when it comes out on PS4. But it is good to know, especially for people that have not played 0 and may want to do that at some point, that Yakuza, excuse me, got to say it right, Yakuza 0 and Kiwami will be coming to PC, and hopefully the future editions too. I mean, this may mean that we're going to see Kiwami 1, Kiwami 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 remaster. Like, we may see all of the Yakuza on PC at some point. That's pretty badass. So more power to them. More power to them. Hell yeah. All right, we already did Killing Floor. We'll keep going. Road Redemption. What was Road Redemption? Oh, that was the Road Rash game. Yeah, this is the bicycle motor fighting game. This one looked kind of cool. I mean, oh, yeah, it is the one. Okay, it looks kind of fun. I may try it sometime. I mean, it's got like 3,400 very positive reviews on Steam. Hell, it's already in my library. I have no reason not to try this game. It's $20. Looks like it could be a lot of fun, and I need to try it at some point. I mean, it looked good. It looked good. So yeah, pretty cool. I cannot wait to play this game. Maneater is a game where you play a shark, and your goal is to eat people, and that's the whole game. You go around and eat people. And you have like skill trees, and you can learn to jump out of the water, and you can learn to run into boats and knock out the people. It looks like it's going to be ridiculous fun, and I can't wait to play it. I am looking forward to Maneater. Hell yeah. Bravery Network Online. I do not remember this one. Bravery Network Online is... Oh yeah. No. Moving on. This one, I think the next one too. There was like one company that showed like 3 games back to back, and I was just not interested in any of them. I think it's this is the next one, right? Morningstar Games. Yeah, I'm not sure. There were 3 that were like back to back, and they were by this little PC development company called publishing title called Untitled or something. And yeah, I wasn't interested in any of them, unfortunately. Just not really for me. Let me make sure this Overwhelm. Yeah, Overwhelm was the last one. It's just a super pixel arty 2D platformer thing. I've done 1,000 of those. The world does not need more of them. No offense. I'm just not that kind of person. Jurassic World Evolution. I've been playing this and I am loving it. I am loving it. Jurassic World Evolution is a phenomenal game if you like city builders. I'm really just enjoying it for what it is, which is 5 challenge items and a sandbox island. You know, I'm not taking this as like a Sim City game I can play forever. I'm just having fun with it, man. I mean, I'm like, what, 10 hours into it now? Let me see how far I am into this game. Jurassic World Evolution. I'm only 7 hours. I'm only 7 hours into it, and I've loved every hour of it. I'm going to be playing it again tomorrow morning. It's kind of simple. But I mean, I think it's supposed to be kind of simple. I think if you expect a lot more from it, then, you know, maybe you'll give it a 4.8 or something. But if you just take it for what it is, it's actually a pretty fun game. And yeah, I mean, like it's got all the pieces of a fun game. It's got a lot of great components to it. It does some stuff that other games haven't before. Managing the dinosaurs is kind of fun. Designing and building the park is cool. Like, there's a lot of good things about it. There's a lot of really good things about it. So yeah. I'm having fun with it. If you want to check out more, look on my YouTube. You can watch me play all 7 hours of it. Yeah, cool. It's a damn decent game. I'm not saying it's the best game. You know, it's a solid 7 or 8 out of 10. I'm liking it. It's good. And yeah, if you like that kind of stuff, check it out for sure. Stormland VR game. I'm not going to do too much about VR games. I'm not really in VR right now. I'm not really doing the VR thing, and it's kind of hard. Like I just need it to be. I need VR to be a little bit further along for that kind of stuff, unfortunately, because it's a little bit tough right now. Night Call. Is this the second cab game? What was this one? Let me see. Night Call game. Yeah, I think this was the second cab game. I don't know what's going on with this cab game thing lately, but I'm sure cab game fans everywhere are thrilled. Sable, we already talked about Sable earlier. Cool. It looks interesting. It looks like a Journey remake, kind of. Although, of course, in its own world with its own characters and stuff. And yeah, more power to it. Give me your money. Genesis Alpha 1. Let's see. What is Genesis Alpha 1? This was this was the survival game, right? Sci-fi base building FPS roguelike. In the future, humanity is racked by wars and pollution, and the game focuses on a last-ditch effort to save humanity's DNA and repopulate. The gameplay centers around gathering resources through automation or personally and defending your ship from invaders. Okay, sounds kind of interesting, but I kind of feel like I've done that a lot of times before. I'll have to look into that game a little bit more. There's nothing about that really gets my blood boiling. So yeah, I mean, we'll need to get some more info on that, but hey, maybe it's kind of cool. Don't Starve Hamlet. This is like an expansion, DLC to Don't Starve. It almost looked like there was enough stuff to be a standalone, but people were saying it's a DLC. So DLC, there you go. Don't Starve has always been a cool game. I've never really been into it too much myself. I've never actually completed like a Don't Starve run or anything like that, and I have tried a few times. I always seem to lose interest halfway through it. But I know some people absolutely love this game. So yeah, more power to the Don't Starve fans. I'm sure they're thrilled to hear about this, and could be fun. Overkill's Walking Dead. Surprisingly unhyped. I saw all of this stuff for the Overkill's The Walking Dead, and I just saw nothing that interested me. It looked so generic. It just looked like a zombie game. Like, it really, I don't know what else to say. I thought it would kind of differentiate itself a bit more, but it just looked like a zombie game. That was it. I mean, what else to say? It didn't really look like it was doing too much interesting stuff. So anyway, yeah, I wish I could say more about it. You know what? I used to really like Telltale's The Walking Dead, but I don't know when I played the last one of it. I think I kind of lost, it kind of lost me when they did the big time transition. I don't know if I played any more after that. So I would really have to, I'm sure some people are pretty thrilled about this. I know a lot of people like it, but I kind of jumped off that boat. So I'd really have to catch up to get kind of hyped about it again. Yeah. Noita. This game doesn't look like something I'm going to play, but it does look like something that's going to interest me. And the reason being is because Noita is doing some very interesting things with how it interacts with pixels, where every single pixel has its own attributes that can be changed and altered by different things the players do and happen in the world. Very cool concept, but I don't know how much fun that's going to be on the 10th hour. You know what I mean? So it's the kind of thing where I may give it a try, but and it seems like there's a lot of really cool stuff in it, but I just don't really know how much it's going to grab me. It seems more to me like it could be like a really nice tech demo or something, but I didn't really get a feel for the game. So we'll need to get more information on that and maybe see how it goes. 2 Point Hospital sold. I'm a big fan of Bullfrog for those old timers that remember what Bullfrog was. 2 Point Hospital actually has two of the original Bullfrog devs. They are working in a new company called 2 Point Studios, and they are making Theme Hospital. That's what this game is. This game is Theme Hospital, and it's awesome. So yeah, my kind of little private hope here is that I'm really hoping that 2 Point Hospital sells really, really well, and then 2 Point Studios basically starts remaking every Bullfrog game. That's my personal little hope. Is I would love for this studio to bring all of the games that I loved playing when I was a kid that have just never been done again and bring them into the current day and age. That would be so awesome. 2 Point Hospital, Two Point Park, Syndicate, remake Syndicate, brand new Dungeon Keeper. Like, oh man, it'd be good. It'd be good. Anyway, yeah, 2 Point Hospital sold. I can't wait to play it. Everything I saw about it, I loved it. Realm Royale. This is the new BR game from the makers of Ooblets. Ooblets looked a little weird. It seems like it's trying to do a lot, and I wasn't a big fan of the art style. So we're gonna kind of have to see where that goes. It is a game trying to do a lot of things, and I don't know if it's doing any of them like super interesting. So I know a lot of people think it's adorable. More power to them. We'll need to see a little bit more about that game on my side before I get hyped of it. Anno 1800. It's an Anno game. If you played Anno, you know exactly what you're getting into. Anno 1800 looks like it's going to be cool. I'm not a big fan of historical stuff. I definitely prefer the futuristic Annos, so I don't know if I'll be playing it. But I can tell you right now that if you're an Anno fan, every single Anno is good. Like, you're good to go. Like, it's Annos are solid games. Finally, a BR game I can get excited about. I cannot wait to play Rapture Rejects. This is a game where basically the rapture happens and that all the people that don't get raptured are left behind and they basically all just start killing each other. This game looks hilarious and finally looks like a game that I might get entertained playing when doing a BR. I am going to play this game. I may even give like multiple stream sessions to this game, like 8 for 16 hours. I could see myself playing this if it's fun. So I am excited to check this game out. I'm excited to play it a bunch of times and see all the crazy shit the devs put in. I'm looking forward to it. What happened to my 30-minute limit? That was almost 2 hours ago. Moving on. Hitman 2, it's more Hitman. I'm pumped. I'm really pumped. It's fantastic. I'm a big fan of Hitman 2. I'm a big fan of Hitman. I didn't even mind the episodic release for the first one. It was fantastic, and I want more. So Hitman 2 is non-episodic. It is more Hitman. Sold. Awesome. Can't wait for more Hitman. Yeah, I really got to speed this up a little bit. PC Gaming Show overall. Day 9, you glorious bastard. Absolutely killed it. Probably my favorite part of the show is the fact that Day 9 hosts it. That and his co-host Frankie, who I had not seen host before, I don't think. She was phenomenal. I loved her. She was energetic. She had some really bad jokes, which I thought were endearing at times. And yeah, like it was fun. It was fun. So, and again, you know, big thanks again to Day 9. Gave us that shout out about drop frames. And yeah, I gotta say that like one of the reasons I love the PC Gaming Show is, well, the two reasons I love the PC Gaming Show. First reason, it's the show that catches all the stuff not big enough for the big stages, but are still big enough to really be interested in. And I love that about it. And then 2, Day 9. Day 9 keeps the pacing up. He keeps the show entertaining. He sometimes makes boring games fun to listen to and hear about. The mic save was 11 of 10. I mean, it's fantastic. And yeah, really appreciate it. That was awesome. That was awesome. Absolutely killed it. Sony. Okay, we're actually tuning in or getting close to done here. Sony Last of Us Part 2. This game looks incredible. I'm a big Last of Us fan, and for the record, we will be replaying Last of Us and the DLC before the new one. Last of Us 2 looked incredible. I was in awe over that gameplay demo. I was in awe. Like the animations, the connections, the way that she interacted with the environment, the organicness of the NPCs and just how everything looked real. I was surprised that gameplay wasn't faked. When I finished that, I remember being like that had to be faked. Like it had to be. But then there were people that may or may not be in the know that absolutely confirmed to me that even though the path of the person was predetermined and they generally kind of knew where NPCs were going to be, you could have done what we saw in the game. So, I mean, I don't know how much we can take that. I don't know like how far we can go. And I'm sure that they probably did that run like 30 to 50 times to make it look like that. But if we can actually make our game look like what we saw, that is going to be so next level that I don't even know how to get started. Like that again, there were some parts about that, multiple parts about that just completely blew my mind. So yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. The answer is we're gonna know when it comes out if that was faked or scripted or not. And I can tell you right now, if that game comes out and it turns out it looks nothing like that, the internet will erupt. So I'm guessing they're not going to want to put themselves in that position. But hey, we'll see. Like, it was really impressive. Story looked good, characters looked good, gameplay looked good. Can't wait for Last of Us 2, man. Can't wait. Tetris Effect. Tetris Effect is what was Tetris Effect again? Tetris Effect was it just? Oh yeah, it was just Tetris, right? Yeah, it was just really pretty Tetris. Cool. Hey, it's Tetris. Cool. On acid. Days Gone. Days Gone's looking good. I don't remember how much of Days Gone we actually saw in the conference. In fact, I had to get up at one point. I wonder if that was for Days Gone. I'm hyped for Days Gone. I want to see more of it. It looks like a really fun sandboxy zombie game with some interesting mechanics in it. Cool. I'm sold. Hopefully Days Gone will be good. Yeah. That's all I got to really say. Twin Mirror. Twin Mirror was the... was that the one from the Life is Strange dev? Which one was Twin Mirror? A psychological thriller. You play the role of Sam, a guy who's recovering from a recent breakup. I don't remember a lot about this one. I think this also may have been played when I was actually off. It's a dot and nod. It's like an Indigo Prophecy turned Silent Hill. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, regardless, I'm all about dot and nod stuff. I'll definitely check it out. I don't remember a lot about this one. I think I may have missed some of that. If I didn't miss it, then I must have not been paying too much attention. But yeah, that one, we'll definitely check it out. Thanks, chat. Appreciate that sip in there. Cool. Yeah, we'll definitely check it out. Ghost Giant VR. Again, we're not going to get too much into the VR stuff. Moving on, we'll keep our eyes on the VR stuff and kind of keep going, and go from there. The guy who looked in the mirror. Oh, it was really short, wasn't it? I think I remember now. Okay, it was super short. Yeah. Okay, Beat Saber. I love Beat Saber. Destiny 2 The Forsaken. This has kind of been talked about into the ground. Destiny 2 The Forsaken is the Destiny 2 devs trying to listen to their community and bring back some stuff they really like. Also, RIP Cade. I don't know what they were thinking with that, but I don't even play Destiny 2, and I miss Cade. But anyway, yeah. So Destiny 2 The Forsaken, of course, it's Destiny 2. It's more Destiny 2. We'll have to see what it does, and it's Destiny 2. Cool. The Ghost of Tsushima. Okay, this game looks awesome. This game, I'd heard of this game, but I hadn't seen it until the Sony conference, and I was blown away. This game has style, guys. This game has style. It also has sashimi, which is delicious. But it is a gorgeous game. Apparently, it's going to be very Witcher 3-esque. It looks like Witcher 3 in Japan. It really does, with a grappling hook. I'm sold. I can't wait to check it out. It looks fun. It looks entertaining. The combat looked visceral. The combat looked like it had weight to it. There were some great finishers. There was multi kills. There were it hit a lot of buttons. So yeah, Ghost of Tsushima, definitely something to check out. And yeah, we'll be getting a lot of more info on that. Control, that one kind of came out of nowhere. Control was the creepy one. We all thought it was maybe some Death Stranding stuff at first. It looks interesting. I'm not gonna lie. I'm interested in Control. But it also gets a little bit worried because I feel like it might be a Quantum Break kind of thing where it's going to be like a 6 to 8 hour kind of somewhat forgetful experience. We'll have to see. But it looks interesting. And I'll probably end up checking out Control just to kind of see what it means. It looked really weird. Like, why did the world look the way it did? Why did this woman have the powers she did? Yeah, it looked kind of interesting. Sekiro had the grappling hook, not Ghosts of Tsushima. I think both games had a grappling hook, actually. I think both Sekiro and Ghosts had a grappling hook, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So, and in fact, if he walked up to the house thing, and then like on the right side of the house, I think he threw it up there and then pulled himself up, and that's when he got in position to do the drop kills. So yeah, pretty cool. And yeah, for the record, it's actually called Ghost of Tsushima, for the record. But yeah. And that's Control. Resident Evil 2 Remastered. Oh, it looked beautiful. It looked beautiful. I thought it looked great. I can't wait to play it. I can't wait to play Resident Evil 2 Remastered. It looks fantastic. Yeah, I'm pumped. Give it to me now. I want to play it. Awesome. Trover saves the universe. I think this is the one that I wasn't too into. Yeah, this is the weird Rick and Morty one. I gotta be honest, man. Trover Save the Universe is the first time I ever heard the Rick and Morty guys and felt like they were trying too hard. Does that make me a bad guy? I heard Rick and Morty's voice, and I heard the jokes, but I felt like it was really forced. It didn't, like, Rick and Morty has like a natural humor aspect to it, where this game felt like they were trying. And it doesn't really come off the same when you get that feeling that they're trying. I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to kind of keep an eye on that one, but it was a little bit forced and honestly a little bit weird. We've already talked about Kingdom Hearts 3. We'll just keep going. Death Stranding. You know what? I was hoping to watch Death Stranding footage and get like, oh my God, more Death Stranding footage. I can't wait. This is awesome. But I gotta be honest, I watched the Death Stranding stuff, and although I'm still super hyped for it, and the world looks crazy, and everything looks really interesting in it, what I saw looked kind of boring. It looked kind of boring. Like the parts that he was walking, or the thing that I was focusing on is when he was walking around, it would pan the camera, and there was nothing around him. So like, are we really expecting, are there going to be parts in this game where we're just walking through the wilderness for half an hour at a time? Like, is that what we're going to do? And what's weird is they showed like 4 or 5 scenes of him just walking around. And here's the thing. I hope, I'm guessing I'm wrong, and I'm probably going to get Kojima'd, and it's probably going to be awesome and like Metal Gear Solid, and maybe those were just contrived scenes that aren't even in the game. I don't know. But here's the only point I'm making is that I feel like for as little information they give us about Death Stranding, that they could have related the gameplay better to us. The only gameplay we saw was him walking around or crouching around. And I feel like they could have done a better job. I almost wish they didn't show us any gameplay. I almost wish that they took out all those scenes of him just walking around, and just showed us the creepy parts. That would have been great. Because it was a little bit weird. And people are saying I'm getting jebaited. I hope I'm getting jebaited. I hope that how I'm feeling right now is dead wrong. And again, I watch in a year from now, after we just beat Death Stranding, I'm going to be like, that was the best game of all time, and I totally got Kojima. I hope that's what happens. I'm with you. I hope that's what happens. But full disclosure, I didn't like there. It made me a little concerned about what I'm going to do in the game, and maybe that's because they're purposefully not wanting to show us what we're going to do in the game right now. That's cool. That's fine. But we'll see. Yeah, I know 1 year. That's a little optimistic. More like 5 years, right? Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. All right, I got to go a little bit further here. Hold on 2 seconds. Okay, good. I think what we're going to do is we're going to get to the end of Sony. And I may have to do a Nintendo follow-up later. But I'll just do Nintendo super quick. Neo 2, super excited. Super excited for Neo 2. You guys know I love Neo. It was my second game on my top 10 list last year. I played Neo all the way through twice and the DLC. I loved every second of it. I can't wait for Neo 2. I can't wait. This is like, it's like a Dark Souls fan talking about Dark Souls 2 when it was announced. Like, I just can't wait. I can't wait. The more the better. The more the better. Spider-Man looks good. I mean, Spider-Man looks good. I'm not a big superhero guy. So I was looking more at the gameplay of Spider-Man, and it looked pretty good. It looked pretty good. So I'm looking forward to Spider-Man. At the same time, not really super hyped for it. Not really super hyped for it. So, yeah, you know, like I think it'll be good. I think it'll be fun. But just because I'm not a big superhero guy, I'm not really like super hyped for it. But the game looked great, and the combat looked smooth as silk. So I'm hoping that it looks. I'm hoping that it's really fun to play and not just like a bunch of QTEs back to back. We'll have to see. We'll definitely be trying it. PSVR, again, we'll kind of move by most of the VR stuff. Dreams? I don't remember what Dreams is. Let's take a quick look at Dreams. Dreams was apparently at 2015. Why am I so against VR? I'm not really against VR. I'm just not really doing VR right now, so I'm not super interested in it. Yeah, it's an upcoming sandbox video game developed by Media Molecule. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a lot about Dreams. We're gonna go ahead and pass that one. I don't have a lot about that one. Then more PSVR games there. So anyway, overall, what did I think about the Sony conference? I felt about the Sony conference the opposite that I felt about the Ubisoft conference. The Sony conference was full of good information, full of great visuals. We got announcements, we got content, we got the Last of Us trailer, we got Ghost of Tsushima, we got there was really good content in Sony. It was the least entertaining conference. I don't quite understand what their thinking was on what they did, but it was not a very entertaining conference. The pace was off. The talking heads were not on the same page. The talking heads were not plugged into what was going on the stage. The fact that they had to move everyone was weird and definitely not worth it for the effect they were going to. I liked the banjo and the flute guy, but they certainly weren't Andrew WK. It was just dull. It felt like they were trying a bunch of stuff, and a lot of it just didn't really work. So I don't know. It felt a little off, and yeah. So again, I feel like the Sony conference was probably one of the least entertaining conferences. As a show, it wasn't a good show, but the content of the announcements and the games was great. So overall, it averaged out a little bit. But it was content-wise, it was very solid content-wise. Okay, so this last part of the show, I have to go in like 10 minutes, so I got to make this super quick. And by the way, again, I'm sorry, I'm not going to make it to Prey today. This was supposed to be a 30-minute video. He says 2 hours later. We're going to make this super quick. Demoness Machina. I thought this was Armored Core for a minute. There was a good minute or two when I thought this was a new Armored Core. Looks kind of fun. I may have to check it out sometime. Looks super arcadey. I don't really know what to think about it, but yeah, could be interesting. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I don't know if I could play more Xenoblade Chronicles, to be honest. I'm sure some people are going to be thrilled. More power to you guys. It looks like this is like a prequel DLC / expansion dealie. Go get them. Pokemon, Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Super Mario Party. Not a big Super Mario Party guy. Yeah, so moving on. Cool, moving on. Fire Emblem Three Houses. I've never played a Fire Emblem game, but I've always heard good things. I probably will check out potentially the new Fire Emblem, especially because it looks like they're putting in like a bunch of 3D elements now. So that could be kind of cool. We'll have to see, but I don't really know. I don't really know a lot about that game because again, I'm not a big. I haven't really played a lot of the franchise. So Fortnite is coming to the Switch. More power to you. Look into the Sony Nintendo drama about Fortnite. If you are a PS4 owner and you are planning on playing Fortnite on your Switch, Google it first. Overcooked 2, never played the original. Wasn't really into the second. Killer Queen Black, these games aren't really for me. Hollow Knight, this game I loved. This is a game that's going to be great on the Switch. If you've never played Hollow Knight and you have a Switch, get this game. It's fantastic. Yeah, it's fantastic. Octopath Traveler, again, we checked this out in the last one. Looks interesting. We'll have to see where it goes. Same for Starlink. This is another game that we looked at in an earlier conference. We'll have to see where it goes. Arena of Valor, I don't even remember what that was. Let's see. Arena of Valor on the Switch. What is this? Arena of Valor is the... Oh, is this like the MOBA thing? Oh, yeah. No, this is like the MOBA game. Yeah, moving on. Minecraft, I think I've heard of that game. I don't know. Is that the one with the... That's the one with the X's and the O's? Yeah, I think so. Sushi Striker, okay. Mario Rabbids, it's more Mario Rabbids. Pixark, Just Dance 2019, already talked about it. Dragon Ball Fighter Z, Hadouken? Splatoon 2, now with more paint. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, okay, that's a game title. Crash Bandicoot, okay, here's a good one. I like Crash Bandicoot. I haven't played the new ones that came out recently. I've heard they're extremely difficult, funny enough. But hey, it's coming to Switch, so more power to you. More power to you. Ninjala, did they announce that? I don't. Okay. Carcassonne, is that an actual word? FIFA 18 Sports. FIFA 19. What? Are we just going up now? Ark. Noah's. I don't know. Oh, there's a good one. Wasteland 2. Okay, here we go. Wasteland 2. Awesome. I'm glad to see that come to Switch. That was pretty fantastic. Okay, cool. Paladins, aren't you working on a different game now? What are you even doing? Fallout Shelter, great for those that are on the Switch. Dark Soul Remastered coming to the Switch. That's actually kind of cool. If that runs well, that could be really fun. Looking forward to that. SNK Hironi's Monster Hunter Generations. Okay. Wolfenstein 2 apparently also coming. That's kind of funny for Switch, but okay. The World Ends With You. Does it? Because I'm going to keep going. Mega Man 11. Cool. All about new Mega Mans. I more power to Mega Man 11. That'll be cool. Mario Tennis. I've actually heard some great things about Mario Tennis. Yeah, so I may have to check this out at some point. I've seen a lot of people have asked me to play this. Other people have asked me to play with them. I don't know what's going on with this game, but apparently it's pretty good. So we may have to check that out at some point. Looks like it could be fun. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Okay, now here's the thing. I'm not going to get into this too much, but I wish that I was a Smash fan. After seeing that 30 minutes of patch notes, like I have maybe 3 hours total in every Smash game that ever existed. But the amount of hype, the amount of care that the community had for these announcements, the amount of mind-blowing Pogger walls I saw every time they mentioned something new. I might not be a part of your world, Smash fans, but as somebody who's watching from the outside, I am jealous of your passion. That is a world that I am not a part of, but there is clearly something very, very special there. So, Smash fans, I know you're excited. I wish I could be excited with you. Maybe I will be someday, but I just don't know enough about it to jump. I don't know enough about it to jump on the hype train. But it's awesome that apparently the Smash fans are getting what they want, and more power to them. Anyway, final thoughts. Nintendo overall, not for me. Those are the 3 words for the Nintendo thing. I've never been a big Nintendo guy. There really wasn't anything major in this that I was interested in. Again, more power to Nintendo fans. There was some great stuff in there for Nintendo fans, but the 3 keywords for this are just not for me. This wasn't a conference for me. But again, conference was okay. They had a lot of decent talking head stuff that was related directly to what they were doing, and yeah, conference was a hard okay. It was a little short. I was very surprised when it ended. Like it just like turned off at the end. There wasn't even really an outro. And I was expecting maybe a few more announcements that weren't there, but yeah, there you go. There you go. So anyway, guys, that is E3 2018. I am very sorry that I turned my 30-minute video into a 2-hour and 10-minute discussion on everything E3. I do want to thank the over 16,000 people who have been watching this video the whole time I've been making it. You guys are the real MVP, and thank you for being here. A lot of the stuff I said, especially the reminding and stuff, was brought in from chat, so a big special thank you to my Twitch chat that hung out during this. Unfortunately, like I said earlier, I'm not going to be able to get to my next game because of how long this video is. As a note, I do want to give a big shout out and thank you to the Barry and the team that helped us on Drop Frames. Also, all the Drop Frames team and our various co-hosts that came out. Also, all of you guys that were there during E3. This E3 show overall was one of my favorites ever. Even though there weren't any... Well, actually, there were a few bombshell announcements. But even though there weren't any like bombshell conferences, every conference brought something to the table. And the big conferences all brought their guns. They all brought their big guns. So like every conference had something endearing about it, which is great. And none of the conferences were absolutely terrible failures, which has happened pretty much in the last 2 years for a couple different companies. So yeah, it was, yeah, well, EA, remember guys, a lot of people right now are in chat are like, except EA, except EA. EA isn't really for us, dudes. There were some racing fans and there were some sports fans that probably loved the EA conference. And remember, it's not always about us. And we got to be respectful of what other people like too. So there were I have a couple friends that are FIFA players that loved the EA conference. Not for us, not for me and you, but it is for some people. So you got to give that stuff where it is. Don't fall down that hole of just hating things because you don't like it. That's how we become toxic. So let's not do that. So again, overall, a very solid EA. My favorite conference, probably Bethesda, weirdly enough. Probably Bethesda. And it's not because it was like a home run conference. It's because like all the conferences this year were pretty good, but Bethesda had a little bit in there to just make it a little bit higher. And that was more personal. That was more because I'm biased, because there were some things in there that I was really looking forward to. Microsoft was right there too. Microsoft did pretty well. Ubisoft, very entertaining, but not quite with the meat. And then Sony in the opposite front, where they really brought their A game with their content, but the show itself just wasn't quite there. So it was an interesting year, an interesting, good year for E3. And I hope it gets better. So anyway, that's my thoughts video, guys. I hope that you found this entertaining, even though I did go a little bit long. I do want to again thank you for being here, and hopefully I will see you at next year's E3. See you then.